Jump Shop Therapy. Yay!
Yay! Welcome to Jump Shot Therapy, everybody. I am the boss, baby. I am get your shit together, because that definitely needs to happen today. I am the guy who has no luck with Madden. I am here today with the human sweater vest himself, Alfredo Velez.
Yeah.
He's fucking hairy man. I am with the choker, Hunter Davis.
What's up?
We'll describe why Hunter is the choker now and forever. And also with Big Brother himself, the Sand Viper, Steve Barretto. What's going on?
It's a rainy day here at Jump Shot Therapy South.
Jump Shot Therapy South holding it down in his bedroom?
Yep.
Bedroom, Jump Shot Therapy South Studios. Hey,
Budgets. We got
don't
it.
worry, our budget's up here getting bigger. We just ordered some microphone stands. We're about to get a chill as fuck.
And we got 3 high-quality mics.
3 decently quality mics. 2 high-quality mics. And Alfredo's actually speaking into a microphone this time. So, baby steps. Took him into the Barretto Broadcasting College, the BBC, and we're getting him fucking worked out here.
Hopefully he's able to perform better.
Chicken nuggets.
Glad we got that one statement out of you, Steven. Thank you.
I'm saving the rest for this segment.
We're going to open up with me complaining a lot. Shocker. That's the thing I do. EA Sports owes me a fucking apology.
Oh, gosh.
So,
What did you now do?
fucking everything. Fuck them. I know this is partially on the commissioner's fault, Steven, but it's also Madden
Not
who
my
needs
fault.
to fucking get
It's
their
not
shit together.
It's your fault.
It's not my fucking fault.
It is your fault.
So-
Quit running with your quarterback.
Hey, and I've never seen a quarterback get injured not getting hit throwing the ball.
Wait, what happened?
So, in case you guys aren't updated with me on Twitter, I'm at war with EA Sports, Madden NFL, because I have 6 quarterbacks on my roster.
Why?
Let me tell you why I have 6 quarterbacks on my roster. Sam Darnold, who just got a 4-year extension on his contract, is out with a ruptured disc.
What the
You're welcome.
Yeah, that happened against my brother. He got hurt not getting hit.
He got hit.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. He
Not
got
the
hit.
play he threw the ball. He
He
threw
got
a
hit.
post
He
route
threw
to
it.
Nelson Aguilar for about 40 yards, and then all of a sudden, instead of the red injury timeout, we saw a yellow timeout pop up, and I'm like, and Steve was like, what the fuck, timeout? And I'm like, oh no. And then the next play, number 14, isn't on the fucking field. 3 plays later, you get the notification, Sam Darnold has a fucking ruptured disc. So I'm like, oh, that's fucking great. So I put Mason Rudolph in the game, because Mason Rudolph's a decent backup.
How long is Darnold out for?
At this point of me taking these pictures, it's 6 weeks, but I think now he's about 4 weeks. But it was a 9-week after he missed the first 4 games.
That's almost
He played
3/4 for your
a total
season.
of 1 game.
Oh, God.
Like he played 1 quarter in the first game, and then he played 3 quarters in the Steven game, in the Barretto Bowl. So Mason Rudolph gets to play. So Mason Rudolph does his thing. He plays 2 games. Oh, Mason Rudolph tears his shoulder.
How?
He got hit. It is what it is. So I'm in panic mode. I trade for Josh Rosen because we're 5 years into the season. I'm able to get Josh Rosen for a left tackle and Sua Craven.
So I'm assuming he was assing it in Madden.
Yeah, he's a rookie quarterback this year. I hate him because he's a UCLA quarterback, but whatever.
He's in Buffalo, right?
No, he's in Arizona.
Okay.
First game breaks his ribs. So now I'm down 3
What?
quarterbacks. So you know what? I put an old reliable JT Barrett. JT Barrett is a 66 overall quarterback who I signed a 3-year deal when he first became a free agent because, I don't know, it's 3 years, $660,000, whatever. He tears his abs. Abdominal tear. So I have 4 quarterbacks on the injury list.
And they're all out for a significant
They're
amount
all
of time.
out for 6 weeks,
What?
6 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So
Yo, pretty soon you're going to be throwing the ball at your punter.
I prevented that. I have 2 more quarterbacks on my roster, so I have a total of 6 quarterbacks on my roster.
Speak into the mic.
I am speaking into the mic.
Not you.
I am. I'm like this.
No, he's in the mic now. He is now. I know what you're saying. So I have 2 quarterbacks on my roster. One's a 66 overall with a fucking 83 throw power, 88 speed, but my 4-year-old son has a stronger arm than him. And then I have what's his name, Jake Browning. Mm-hmm. And I have to go into Chicago. And in case you guys don't know this, Chicago is where Hunter dwells. And I'm on my literal fifth-string quarterback.
I don't want to talk about this.
Hunter
Oh, boy, what
somehow ends up losing this game. It's not somehow. Let me fucking break it down for you, ladies and gentlemen. Hunter Davis has a healthy team. Hunter Davis has Baker Mayfield.
I lost Myles Garrett.
He lost Myles Garrett in the first quarter. Heads up, Myles Garrett didn't really do much that game. He made a couple tackles so far, but whatever.
It was the first drive.
I don't care.
How was he supposed to do anything on the
He
first
didn't do
drive?
much. Sorry.
He actually blew up the backfield on a run for Saquon.
Great. Fantastic. Didn't get a sack. Fuck you. Hunter goes into the fourth quarter. The last minute of the fourth quarter, up what? 10?
11.
Up 11 points. So this fifth-string quarterback, Jake Browning, steps up, channels his inner Tom Brady. I said Tom Brady because I know Hunter Davis loves this. He throws 3 straight bombs to Mike Williams on the right side, who mosses his corner to get me into the end zone, the touchdown, and catches a 2-point conversion on a fade route. You know what? It's 11 seconds left in the game?
Yep.
I set up an onside kick. Hunter doesn't set up an onside kick. He calls timeout. And Hunter's over here playing checkers. This motherfucker over here is playing fucking chess. What's good? Hunter comes out again in onside formation. I come out in regular kickoff formation. And Hunter goes, "What are you doing? Are you fucking stupid?" I kick a fucking squib kick down 35 yards. Nobody's on the side of the field because he's on onside recovery with the hands team. I'm able to recover my fucking kick in field goal range.
Oh, shit. You don't fuck
I
that
run
up.
one play to get me out of bounds to put less time on the clock, kick a field goal to tie it, which is unbelievable. So in this year, in this Madden, Hunter has not only gotten a fucking field goal return for him on a touchdown, he lost an onside kick on a squib kick to bring it into overtime.
On him. He could have audibled to a regular return.
The field goal return was last year because I beat you that game.
Yeah, but it's this current Madden year.
Oh, this Madden.
It's this
Gotcha.
current Madden year. So
They're
it's
gonna
overtime. Naturally, I'm already like, you know what? I don't even expect to win this game because, you know, I'm on quarterback number 5. And Hunter somehow manages to fucking blow it. Hunter's driving down the field. He gets the ball first. One of his routes was completely just ran. The wide receiver couldn't go anywhere else but out of bounds. He throws on the opposite side of the field. He rolls right, throws left to my rookie corner, who picks it off and returns it. I get into field goal range. Hunter's got one timeout left. I go kick a field goal with a minute and a half left in the clock. He calls timeout. I say, fuck, I gotta run a couple more plays so I can't get iced. And I kick it, and somehow Hunter has lost the game. In case you guys don't know this, Hunter is 1-5 in the division.
What?
He has gotten swept by the Minnesota Vikings, which is the Green Bay Packers, which is Big Brother, and he has split the series with the Detroit Lions,
Who's a computer?
who's a computer team.
Damn.
Mind you,
We've
nobody
all-
has had the injury luck that I've had.
We've all lost to the Lions.
I have not lost to the Lions.
I thought you did. I thought that was one of your losses.
No.
You lost last season.
I lost last season to the Lions.
We all lost last season.
I did tie with a team, but that's because, you know, I'm fucking ragtag group of quarterbacks, the island of fucking misfit toys over here. But EA Sports owes me an apology. Let's get into that. Injuries are too damn high.
Can the commissioner adjust it or no?
The commissioner can adjust it, but refuses to adjust it because nothing bad has happened to him yet.
What are you talking about? I lost fucking Lamar Jackson in the playoffs.
Great. I've lost many plays in the playoffs. How many times have you lost Lamar Jackson for extensive periods of time?
That playoffs.
How long were those playoffs, Steven?
It was 2 games.
2 games. Okay, cool. When was the last
He
time
was
you
still
lost
out 8
Lamar
weeks.
Jackson for a combined 13 games?
Wow, that's
Never.
your problem.
Never.
not mine.
Thank you.
Quit getting injury prone.
When was the last time you
quarterbacks.
lost, your running back every year?
Pretty much almost every season except 2.
When was the last time you lost your number 1 scoring option?
Oh, my first 2 seasons.
Great. I get an injury bug every fucking week. I just traded a left tackle that I drafted 3 years ago because he gets hurt every fucking week. But I digress. EA Sports, you know where to fucking find me. You guys have been a bunch of fucking cowards. I've been
Don't
adding
apologize to him.
I've been adding you. Who do I need to fucking talk to get my apology? You guys fucking owe me.
You could apologize to yourself.
You could go fuck yourself and lower the injuries.
It might get worse. Look how low it is on 40.
Lamar Jackson's gonna fucking suffer a career-ending neck injury, and he's gonna be like, I should have lowered the injuries.
I'm fine. I'm ahead too.
It's fine. It's fine. He's also the guy who's like, that's why you gotta have a quarterback that can replace the system. RG3 was his backup and lost some games. You know what happened? As soon as he lost that game with RG3 at quarterback, guess who's a free agent?
RG3.
RG3 was a fucking free agent after he lost the game. Next time you speak in the mic, speak louder. You whispered.
I did that on purpose.
No. The microphone's right there. It's not in here.
You guys are getting a full-on course of the BBC.
The BBC, the Barretto Broadcasting College. How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Teaching Alfredo how to speak into an actual microphone has been a struggle because Alfredo wants to sit back so bad. He wants to sit back so bad, but he can't sit back unless he grabs this son of a bitch. But we got actual news to talk about. I'm done ranting. First thing, the Celtics are a organization filled with fucking criminals. We have Jabari Bird, who likes to beat a woman 4 times within, 2 hours?
Allegedly.
4 hours.
Within 4 hours, beat the shit out of the same girl.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. No, he fucking did it.
Yeah, he definitely did it.
He definitely fucking did
But still, I try to get sued. Cause
Wait a minute, who else is a criminal on that team?
Danny Ainge.
Oh, okay.
Danny Ainge. What did Danny Ainge do?
He's a fucking thief.
Oh, yeah.
He's a genius. Not a
As per the first ever podcast that
As
you
for
read on
the
a rant.
the podcast for the podcast, the Fuck Billy King cast, where we told Danny Ainge he's a fucking thief. I don't know why anybody trades with them, makes a deal. He doesn't make any deal unless he's fucking fleecing an organization. That's what happens. He did it to the Nets, and he did it to the Cavaliers. But we digress. Jabari Bird is a piece of shit. What are your thoughts, Hunter, seeing how you're the resident Celtics fan over here?
Yeah, no, it's a terrible move. Like, as soon as I saw it...
I'm still a fan.
No. Not of Jabari Bird, no. He had one good tweet.
He doesn't have a fucking fat ass.
Yeah.
That's why.
Did Jabari Bird play in the Bucks last year?
Did he what?
Did he play in the Bucks last year? I have a feeling he played in the Bucks last year.
The Bucks?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Jabari Parker.
He's in the
No.
NFL. He's in the NBA.
Okay.
Jabari Bird is... he's a human piece of shit.
He's a second
as soon as
year,
I
right?
saw it, all support goes out the window. I mean, you don't hit a woman. You know.
So do you think that the Celtics release him?
I think they will. They haven't yet, and I was just reading an article.
Because he's still on
on
a
that.
rookie contract, so it won't take a hit at all.
No. The reason why they haven't done it yet is because the league wants to gather information, and they might be able to get the money back on that contract. If they release him now, they still owe him some of that guaranteed money. So they're just trying to wait because they might be able to avoid that contract. Because there is I think in most NBA contracts, there's a domestic violence kind of clause.
Yeah,
in
there's
there,
the new
and you
CBA.
can
I
get
think they
that
added it on, yeah.
non-guaranteed. Yeah.
Yeah, I already think the NBA has handled this better than any situation the NFL has handled.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Just in their opening statement where they were just like, oh, all thoughts out to the victim.
Yep.
Just by doing that, they've already handled it way better.
Yep.
And the league itself is going to handle it way
Yeah,
better.
last year with the Celtics, he played 8.8 minutes a game with only 3 points a game.
Yeah,
And
he
going
probably was
between-
gonna, because they were probably gonna reject his thing next year anyway. I forgot what it's called. Like when you get
His qualifying-
extend
well,
your
his
qualifying
player
offer,
option, yeah.
you're probably gonna decline his qualifying offer anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, he was going between the team and the G League, but he signed a guaranteed deal to just stay on the Celtics because he had some offers from some other teams. But yeah, it's a terrible thing that happened.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he's in Europe this year.
Wouldn't be. He's going to be in prison this year. That's where he's going to be.
There you go. He's going to be playing for the fucking jailbirds.
Strangulation,
Jailbirds.
kidnapping, according
Kidnapping.
Yeah.
What? I didn't read this.
He held the girl, and she would wake up from being unconscious, and he would kick her in the stomach.
What the?
Yeah. So then she left his apartment, and he texted her like, "I'm gonna kill myself if you don't come back."
Yo, what's wrong
Look
with
at
people?
Stat Guy Hunter
What
coming
is
up with
wrong
these
with
fire
people?
stats.
I read the police report yesterday, and he said, "I'm gonna kill myself." She came back in the bathroom. He was displaying seizure-like symptoms. He was just on the floor, kind of like shaking. Like that's the.
Oh, I gotta see a picture of this dude. Hold on. Oh yeah, he looks like a fucking woman beater.
Wow. Oh, please don't go there.
Yeah, please not listen. Oh boy.
He took special ed classes in high school.
Well,
Wow.
man, problematic.
Oh God! Can you edit both?
Yeah.
No, we're gonna keep it in. We're definitely keep that in. That's spicy. He's talking crazy over here. But no, Jabari Bird's a piece of shit, and I hope he gets everything that's coming to him.
Me too.
Him and Danny Ainge. Moving on.
Danny can stay where he is.
I was about to go off. Holy
We're going to
shit.
move on before you say anything else that's going to ruin whatever small reputation we already have. Dwayne Wade. I feel like I'm one of the few people in this fucking world that think he should just go away.
He should. Yeah, he has nothing else to offer. Really.
And not go away in the sense of
I don't.
he needs to just like go away. We're sick of seeing him. I just don't want him to take his legacy any more than he already has. He's already the third best shooting guard of all time. It's okay to walk away from the game.
Yeah, definitely. Like I don't know why Vince Carter is still going, but
he needs to go too.
Vince Carter, the thing that bugs me about Vince Carter is that he's going to like bad teams that are willing to pay him more money.
This is what he
your
said.
legacy is going to be better if you get a ring.
No, I read an interview. He said, I'd rather play on a team where I have more opportunity to get playing time than to be on a championship team and not play at all. He goes, I play basketball to play basketball, not to not play basketball.
Off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah,
you're good.
I
hear you.
I like Dwayne Wade, and I want to see him more just because it's like you never want to let that part go because as soon as you don't see him, then you're not seeing him. Like it's like fans with like Joe Montana, you know?
Yeah, but I think he's done enough. Like I think with basketball, for one, it gets a little bit different where you need to let some guy. Sometimes you gotta let them go, right?
But how about Udonis Haslem resigning though?
Well, he also has never really been a star. He's been
he
a mainstay with that team for fucking ever.
Yeah, like
he's like a good locker room presence, like everybody's favorite.
So his jersey's gonna get retired by the Heat.
Yes, Udonis Haslem will have a jersey retired by the Heat for sure. But it's just a matter of like Dwayne needs to decide what he wants, whether he wants to continue playing, whether he wants to play at the highest level, or go to China and get money.
I believe that
Udonis Haslem, I think, already signed back with the team.
Yeah.
Because China's season ends in March, so he could easily come back and play for a contender.
Yeah, but I don't think he want to do that because Dwayne Wade is older than everybody that was in that draft already. Mm-hmm. So would he really want to go play a full season over there and then finish the season?
Yeah,
out?
Isn't he 2 years older than LeBron James?
Yeah, he's a good amount.
He's 37, 36. Yeah.
I think it'll be more beneficial for him to just walk away from the game now. Before something happens.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he has enough money in the bank from all these sponsorships.
I don't think he's doing it because of money. I think it's for the love of the game. But I would rather see him. Father Time doesn't lose, right? So I'd rather see him walk away from the game before he's forced to walk away.
So here's my opinion, because I know a lot of like old retired NBA players do this. Like I'm gonna do like Damon Jones and shit like that, where they're not necessarily playing the game, but they're still part of the organization, but they're like on the coaching staff or mentorship.
Wade can't be on the coaching staff.
Wade can.
How about player development
or give an insight in a studio somewhere?
Yes, Wade needs to be out there. He needs to show his personality. He needs to make
a Shaq move and go to like TNT or a place like that.
He needs to be a broadcaster.
He needs to be a broadcaster.
He needs to be an analyst. He needs to get involved. He's too smart to be set and on like the sidelines. I'm not saying coaches aren't smart, but great players aren't good coaches.
That is true.
If you could find me a great player that was a fucking great coach, I would love to see it. That's why Patrick Ewing still doesn't have a fucking job in the NBA.
Yep. Yeah, because Patrick Ewing is he's at Georgetown right now.
Yeah, he's
right?
at Georgetown. Modern.
He was offered a contract for the Orlando Magic, but it just didn't fall through.
Yeah, because he would never be a head coach. He was the assistant for a long time in a bunch of organizations, but they'll never offer him a head coaching job.
And Dwayne Wade is like one of those like basketball savants where it's like he just lives, eats, and breathes basketball. So him being an analyst would be perfect, or something like that on like.
So like the Romo effect, kind of, where like you still love the game, but he's just doing a broadcast.
Dwayne Wade
was on the Charlotte Hornets coaching staff, and Jordan fired the coach and hired a new one, and still wouldn't promote Ewing the head coach.
Yeah, he'll never get a shot.
Right.
But as to what Fredo was saying, the Romo effect is a little bit different. Romo is a high-performing quarterback, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but he was not as good at his job as Dwayne Wade was at his.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
I could see this happening, and this is like a scenario that's like perfectly plausible, is next year. You know how like every year you see Kenny Smith getting these head coaching interviews and stuff?
Which he's going to be a head coach soon.
He's going to be a head coach soon. If he leaves that spot, Dwayne Wade, put him in there.
You think so?
Put
Because
Dwayne Wade in that
I
spot.
believe that Chris Webber would have seniority over. Chris
I don't
Webber
think it's a matter
or
of
No, Chris
Seniority
Webber
is
is more of a
chemistry.
broadcaster. Chris Webber will
Yeah.
call games, but
Hey, Chris Webber's really, really good.
I love
He's really
Webber.
good at
I love
calling
when
games.
Chris Webber, Shaq, and KG talk. You do nothing but fucking listen.
Yep.
Those are three guys who have performed at the highest of high levels, and they have the best insight that you can give coming from both aspects of
Right.
the game, from an analyst and a player standpoint.
and Chris Webber will do players only and stuff, but he mostly just does like the broadcast for TNT,
Yeah.
and he's really good with that
I
stuff.
love it when he calls the game.
Yeah,
He's great at calling
I'm not
games. He's
gonna-
definitely better than Reggie Miller at calling games.
I like Reggie Miller.
I like Reggie Miller, but he's definitely better than Reggie Miller. But in studio, put Dwayne. I'd put Dwayne in
Dwayne?
studio.
Yeah, me
Dwayne's
too.
got the personality. He's got the chops. He could definitely do. He's
I really
polarizing.
love
You only work one day a week.
That's the only
You
thing
work
I'll-
Thursdays for TNT, and get to watch some basketball and be around those guys.
That's the best sports show on TV.
Yeah.
Hands
Oh, yeah.
down. There's no
That
ifs, ands, or
chemistry.
buts.
Even if you get something like KG Area 21, something like
That's
that, like a
also
segment,
fantastic.
that's good.
or like the Flash kind of thing, like new for like new news and shit like that. Like
Well, they
News
don't really
Flash.
cover news.
They don't
They're
really
not
cover
on the
news.
Sports
No,
Center.
it's just a lot of sports talk. I
Yeah.
don't see Dwayne Wade doing some news stuff, you know?
Yeah,
Leave that
I would
to-
love to see Dwayne get in there and do something, but I think it's time for him to hang up his shoes.
That'd be a good if they offered him that. Like if they say like, okay, Kenny Smith is out next year after next.
What if he gets a coaching
Season
job
ends.
mid-season? Like they just fire a coach.
I don't think that would
No,
happen.
That wouldn't happen. No,
That-
Kenny
let me
Smith.
tell you, that's literally on the highest list of possibilities of things that are never going to fucking happen.
Yeah,
Not
I thought he was going to get the Knicks job for sure.
I thought he was going to get the Knicks job for sure. I thought that made complete
Yeah.
sense.
It does.
I thought Mark Jackson was gonna get that next job, and I thought Kenny was gonna go to Milwaukee.
No, I don't think.
I didn't think Kenny was going to go to Milwaukee. I think he wanted to play. I think he wanted to coach for New York, and I mean, it could happen next year with the Nets.
But how is Mark Jackson not a head coach in the league?
I don't think he's actively looking for it right now.
I don't
think he
yeah.
likes his broadcasting
It-
gig again.
Yeah, he's kind of like he's pulling like a John Gruden. I mean, he hasn't had like that NBA Finals win yet as a coach.
Well,
but
that was taken away from him because he
Yeah.
had such a poor relationship with the GSW hierarchy.
right. Yeah. Well,
they
yeah.
don't
He
like
built
him.
that. He built that team.
That team improved every year
Because of him.
Because of him.
because of him.
Yep.
And he literally gave
Won
freaking
the next year, the year after he got fired. Steve Kerr's a good coach, but
Steve,
Mark
the one
Jackson
thing I'll
has
give Steve
something
Kerr
different.
is
And he
Steve
just
Kerr-
unlocked their potential because Mark Jackson wasn't big on them shooting threes a lot.
He also wasn't big on playing Draymond.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were playing David Lee a lot.
Yes, they're big on playing Draymond at 5. And
Draymond
letting
would have
him
never
go.
started if David Lee didn't get hurt.
Exactly. So the only thing I'll give Steve Kerr credit for was using Draymond the way he used Draymond because that unlocked their potential. About literally giving them the ability to stretch the floor for all 5 positions.
Right.
All right, I think.
So Kyrie? Did we talk
Yeah, I was
Kyrie?
about to say, unless you guys got anything else to say about
Yeah.
Flash.
Perfect segue to the Knicks.
Yeah, perfect segue to the Knicks. The Knicks are making Kyrie Irving their first, second, third, and fourth priority on the offseason, which kind of puts a damper on Fredo and I with the Kyrie and Butler to Brooklyn thing.
I think it's still gonna happen. I
Uh,
have strong belief it's still gonna happen.
yeah, but here's one thing that the Knicks definitely hold precedent over us is that franchise has history and they play in the most famous arena in the fucking world. So, granted, I'd be upset, but I enjoy New York basketball anyway. Like, I'm not a Brooklyn Nets zealot like Alfredo is, but
Brooklyn.
I root for the Nets, but I do love seeing the Knicks do good because when the old school franchises do good, the league does good, and I'm all for Kyrie being involved. I
Yeah,
know
the
Hunter
Knicks-
is not, and
I am
Hunter
not.
is very adamant about how angry he
Because Adrian Wojnarowski said he also came out with so that's from the Knicks. Yeah, that's from Woj. So Woj came out with a report and he said, "All right, it would be very tough for me to me seeing Kyrie leaving the Celtics because he loves it there, and they both have an understanding where all right, we won't talk about the contract this year because it makes no sense to do an extension. Let's wait 11 months to see what happens." But they're really Kyrie has molded with those teammates and stuff. He's really close with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. They try to create that. Nick Wright tries to create this narrative that Kyrie is going to be upset that he's
talk shit about my boy.
that Jason Tatum is
Fuck
getting all this
Nick Wright.
recognition. But they're just so good together. They're really good teammates. I've never seen a Celtics team this close since 2008. So.
But I think
that was
Rozier will
closest
be
to
solid if Kyrie leaves, which is highly likely. Rozier is pretty solid.
No,
starter.
the fuck he's not. Let's get started on that then.
Here we
He's
go.
Over fucking rated. He had one good playoff series and then he dis-a-fucking-peered.
He never showed up on the road.
Dis-a-fucking-peered.
Yeah, he couldn't show
I'm
up.
a-
But he's a
Okay,
solid
show
backup
up
point
at
guard.
home.
So
I'm going to
He
hold it
tore up
until
Eric
what happens
Bledsoe.
this season.
He tore up Eric Bledsoe because Eric Bledsoe was an abysmal defender. Abysmal. That's why he gets tossed around like fucking a sack of fucking potatoes. I was going to say like a cheap whore, but that's fucking highly politically correct. But
People
like,
are too sensitive.
He's garbage. He's garbage. Eric Bledsoe is not a good player. When you put actually like a good, decent point guard on him, what did he do in Philly? I'll wait. Nothing. What did he do in Cleveland? Nothing. And they did a whole 7-game series, and he did absolutely nothing. So before we create this narrative that Terry Rozier is going to be a fucking starting point guard somewhere, let's go back to the point I made fucking last year where I said Terry Rozier will be nothing but a backup point guard his whole career.
And that's
So
where
I think
he
Marcus Smart will start over?
No.
No,
No, because he's definitely better than Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart thinks he's Ray Allen, which is wild.
Marcus
And
Smart
his
is a
jump shot
way
is
better
ugly.
defender than Rozier.
Yeah, way better defender, but Marcus Smart forgets who he is.
yeah,
he has identity
Mark
crisis.
Smart's just a bruiser. Like he's like the
He's like a short, chubbier version of Draymond.
he's like a less skilled Gary Payton.
No,
Where
that's,
he's, like,
that's
really
too much respect.
Nah.
He's a...
I would say a guard version of
Mouse.
Draymond.
He's...
Shut your whore mouth.
Yeah, please, I can't believe you said that.
I mean,
he's not on that type of level at
He's
all.
not. That's why I said less.
No, there's a significant less.
No, I'm talking about like he's just a guy that
He's
you
the
can
poor
put on
man's
like.
Tony Allen who can shoot.
All right, there you go.
Because he does have some long ass arms.
He's the poor man's Tony Allen on defense, but he can shoot.
He's a poor man's Ruben Patterson.
There you go. We'll go with that.
He brought it back.
We'll go with that.
Oh my
But
God.
The problem with Marcus Smart is he has such an identity crisis where he thinks he's like, you know what, I gotta take over this game. When has he ever taken over a game? Even when he was
That
at
Houston game, Houston
No,
Boston.
he took over one game.
One
yeah,
game.
Yeah, one game. And
You said when though, and I just told you.
oh
I
great,
think it
one
was
game his
against
whole career. Thanks for proving my point, guy.
But
But
no, I was.
no way.
When we were talking about Kyrie and stuff like Porzingis, I think he should sit out and let the Knicks get a high pick.
The Knicks are going to ask
because
him to sit
Kevin
out all
Knox
year.
is a beast. So Kyrie, Butler, Kevin Knox, whoever they draft in Porzingis, that would be freaking crazy.
If they get Kyrie, I don't think they would have a max slot available to get. I think the Nets would have the only.
We have
two
the
max.
most. No, we have the most cap space. But with Joakim Noah getting
Oh,
bought
yeah.
out officially today, they'll have the space going into.
Joakim
the
Noah's
offseason.
probably done.
Oh, by the way, everybody, it's Friday, September 18th or 14th at about 5:30 in the afternoon. Just so we have a frame of reference for when this is being recorded. Continue speaking.
Thanks. for
So,
that.
but yeah, so you don't think that'll work with Butler and Kyrie? And then
I think it would. I think it would be a good team. I just think that
their bench would be bad.
I don't know. I'm trying not to be
They're
biased,
also
but I'm
trying
going
to
to be
figure out where to
biased.
dump that Courtney Lee contract to.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be biased, but
Is
I'm
this
going
not
to be
his last
biased
year?
in saying that I think Kyrie has like really taken to Boston.
There's no way you could say that without being biased on it.
That's why I said I'm going to be biased.
Okay.
I said I'm not trying to be, but I'm going to be.
Yeah.
But it looks
I
like
mean,
he's
look
really
what happened to
taken
Isaiah
it.
Thomas.
He's really close with his teammates.
So was Isaiah.
But Isaiah got shipped out. It wasn't his decision to leave.
Yeah, but there's a reason why Kyrie didn't sign didn't sign the extension.
It's because he's going to make $80 million less if he signs that extension this year. It'd be like a 4-year a 4-year $111 million compared to a 5-year $188 million. You're leaving money on the table.
Stats.
Stat guy.
Yeah, you're leaving money on the table if you sign the extension. That's why Jimmy Butler turned down his extension. The only difference is that Jimmy Butler.
Well, Jimmy Butler also intends.
He's going to leave
Yeah,
because he
yeah.
doesn't like how Kat and Andrew Wiggins is.
Speaking of Jimmy Butler,
Their work ethic.
signing all his old Bulls players.
exactly. That's the point I was going to
Joakim
make.
Noah's going to go to Minnesota. I guarantee
It's
it.
Chicago Bulls 2.0, but older.
They just signed Dang.
They just
Yeah, they just signed
Dang.
Dang.
They're going to fucking bring in Joakim Noah too. I guarantee it.
They were going to have the most dangs on one team in
Yeah, they have
NBA
three:
history.
Gorgie Dang, Luau Dang, and
Dang Abdel, I think.
yeah.
But Dang Abdel went to, I think he went to Sacramento.
But I think if Boston goes to the finals this year
He's not leaving.
and it's really close, he's not going to leave because the one problem Golden State always has, Boston always freaking is like a little freaking roach to them. Annoy in a gnat. They annoy the fuck out of
In
them.
the
They always
regular
give them
season.
struggle. Yeah, in the regular season because
Playoffs are completely different.
Yeah,
But who do you have in the Eastern Conference playoffs?
The Eastern
Finals. Yeah.
Toronto, Boston.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
giving
Toronto is a better team than last year.
I'm gonna give it to Christmas
Toronto
to see
would
how
have been in the
Toronto
Eastern
is.
Conference Final this year if they didn't have to run into Cleveland.
No, Toronto chokes too much. I'm not giving
Against Cleveland.
And it's a new coach. Nobody knows about this new coach.
They would have been favored against every other team if they played them. They probably would have won and made it to the NBA Finals if they didn't run into Cleveland because they were in awe of LeBron James. Now that LeBron's gone, now that DeRozan's gone, because DeRozan played fucking awful in those finals, they get a better player in Kawhi Leonard. They get a better backup shooting guard, or actually a better starting defending shooting guard and three-point shooter in Danny Green too. They kept that young core that's around them. They get a year older, more
Yeah, but the
experienced.
coach, do you think the system's gonna
Dwayne
change?
Casey's a bum coach anyway. Do you remember Dwayne Casey getting bumped first round every year for the fucking first 4 years of the fucking decade?
And then the team got good.
Yeah, it only took them for fucking ever to do it. Dwayne Casey should have been fired the third time he lost in the fucking first round.
But to the Nets.
Who do you pick winning it? Who do you pick winning that Eastern Conference Finals?
For me, it's between the 76ers and Boston.
I don't think 70. I think if
70. I don't.
if the 76ers have to run into Toronto,
Shoot a three,
or Boston-
coward.
Because
That's all I
if-
gotta say. Shoot a
If Ben
three, coward.
Simmons
Shoot a
is going
three,
to start
coward.
doing middies and three-pointers, then it's going to be over.
Ben Simmons is shooting mid-range jumpers from what I've seen, and he's looking solid. But you don't know what he's going to do inside of a game yet until the
Shoot a
game
three,
changes.
coward.
So I always
In case you guys
until
don't know, my
Christmas.
brother's a fucking Celtics fan too.
Yeah, I always wait until Christmas to give my opinion
No,
to anything.
I wasn't saying that.
That's also a Hunter
That
reference
was
from one of the
Hunter.
most
That's a
quality
Hunter
tweets I've ever seen in my life from one Hunter Davis. A video of Ben Simmons shooting all sorts of mid-range jumpers and fadeaway mid-range jumpers, and he tweets back, "Shoot a three, coward."
Wait. Yeah, did you guys see the video earlier today of him like
I
shooting
like
threes
that
and then
video.
they were doing that slam dunk contest? Like,
Three! Oh my fucking god! Leave him
it's
alone.
over.
Leave him alone. He's one of the best talents I've fucking ever seen in this game.
That's not his job.
If it goes a 7-game series, I can see Boston squeaking it out if they're healthy.
Yeah, because I think the thing that is getting lost upon everybody,
My sleeper's
which should not,
Indiana.
is that they are getting 2 All-Stars back. They are getting 2 All-Stars back. And then you get another year of Jason Tatum developing. This could be a nice year.
My only problem with that is how many shots is each person going to take, and how upset are they?
This
gonna
team
end
is-
up being?
this
You
team is
don't tell me
close.
this team is so
So do you think
selfless
Tatum-
because have not been in the situation where they lose their shots.
Do you think Tatum's gonna be a six
Gordon
man?
Hayward's really going to
No.
complain about not getting shots.
I don't think Gordon Hayward's going to complain about losing shots. I think Kyrie Irving's going to complain about losing shots.
Thank you, Motorcycle. The best tweet I've seen from this Ben Simmons saga is LeBron James showed an NBC based on Ben Simmons' life, and somebody said Brick and Morty, and then another one said Boy Meets 3-point line. Those are the best.
Yeah, but the only thing I don't know how the team's going to react.
Kyrie
because,
took less shots last year than he did in
but
Cleveland.
then
But
imagine if everybody is healthy and he loses shots, and then you know who's very important to that team? Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is not going to be taking as many shots as he did last year too, and that team really depended on Jaylen Brown a lot for his physical play. If you look at every game Boston lost in that first game series, how did Jaylen Brown do
versus the Bucks,
versus the Bucks? And every game that the Celtics
he got injured
lost,
versus the Bucks.
He played all 7 games.
No, he didn't. He got injured versus the Bucks.
Okay, then let's go against
There we
Philly.
go.
Let's
He
go
played
against
good
Philly.
against Philly.
In the games that he lost, no, he didn't. If you look
Oh,
at
well,
every
yeah.
Celtics lost in the playoffs, it all depends on Jaylen Brown. Now that Jaylen Brown's going to be open, it's true. If you look at Jaylen Brown's numbers and every loss, he goes from having 30-point games to 8-point games, or getting into early foul trouble, and the game tempered on him because he's that type of player where it's like, oh, his defense really gets the people going, and he makes like spark shots that really spark the bench.
Are you finally making a turn on Jaylen Brown?
No, I'm not. I'm not. This is not me
I've
saying.
heard a lot of good things.
No. So my thing is, I would argue with Hunter all the time because Hunter says Jaylen Brown is going to be an all-star, and I never see that happening. I think Jaylen Brown is always going to be. I think he's going to be a solid NBA player. I think if he's put on any other team,
Dang, you moved up to solid now?
I moved up to
There
solid.
we go.
But the thing
Oh,
is,
shoot.
if he goes to any other team, he does not play to this level because he's definitely a scheme fit.
That's all you need.
He's definitely a scheme fit. If he were to go to somewhere else, Jaylen Brown's career would fall.
That's like Now, here's the thing I got to say about that is like a lot of players would not be great players if they weren't put in the schemes that they're put in. Like, do you think Drew Brees would do good if he went to Miami playing under Nick Saban rather than being in New Orleans with Sean Payton? He's able to sling that ball.
I'm not saying Drew Brees would be the 5,000 yard a season guy, but he still would be a good quarterback.
Even in San Diego, when he was playing in San Diego, they got the first overall pick with him.
He
playing
still
quarterback.
would be a good quarterback. Would he
But-
not?
Yeah, but I'm saying like
I'm not saying
it
he's-
just depends on the situation.
I'm
you
not
go
saying
to.
that Jalen Brown is a fucking all-star. Like, I'm not saying I'm saying he'll never be one, right? I'm saying that if he were to leave the team he's on, he may fall out of his starting role and his numbers will decline.
He'll always be a role player.
think
no
He
matter
will
what.
always be a
He'll
role
always
player.
be a role player.
I think the Celtics
At least he goes to
didn't
China.
expect Jason Tatum to move along this quickly. So
I did.
I don't think even they did, because now they got a situation where it's like Gordon Hayward's on. He's got what 2 years left on his.
Trade him.
Get
Yeah,
some
he's
first round picks back like you usually do.
Yeah, get rid of him, get some cap space, and bring in a big who could fucking move.
Al Horford's
Because
a
I don't
free
like
agent
Al
after this
Horford
year.
at all.
Yeah, bro. I don't know why you don't like Al Horford. It's probably because he's Dominican kid. Okay,
I like Al Horford.
but no,
More reliable Al.
Trade Gordon Hayward, get some draft picks, and get some cap space to bring in a big man that can move. Maybe bring in Boogie.
They
at
got
the
the
end of
Sacramento.
season.
They got Sacramento's top 5 pick or whatever it's going to
Give
be. I
Willie
think
Cauley
it's gonna be top 5.
Stein.
Yeah, right.
Danny Ainge doesn't need to listen to Dylan. He just needs to piss him off more.
No,
Yeah.
like I'm over the Celtics thing, like that the Celtics Nets thing. It is what it is. But are you really going to try to stunt Jason Tatum's growth by paying someone who plays the same position who's going to take shots away from him?
Unless you move one of them to the 4.
There was
Play
actually-
small.
Yeah, but it's like
If it works.
we don't know how it's going to work. I'm not saying it's not going to work, but at the end of the day, if Jason Tatum is going to be the guy, you're going to have to ship the guy that's playing in front of him.
And Gordon Hayward?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
like saying, like, Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes. You drafted a guy who's going to be your guy. You see how it
But
works,
it's a-
and then you ship out
It's a
Alex Smith
positionless.
so Mahomes can be the guy.
It's a positionless league right now, so they could. They're all five of them are going to start each game.
Yeah, positionless, but
And
you
you
also
need,
have to
it's a
think,
forward
if you
league
want to
right
keep
now.
Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum, you're also going to have to get rid of Gordon Hayward because someone's going to lose
Get
time.
rid of who?
Gordon Hayward.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's going to lose time, and if you really are buying into these two young guys, why are we going to keep the older gentleman who's making way more money?
By the time Gordon Hayward hits, by the time his contract ends,
Yeah,
Jalen
like
Brown will
32,
be a free
33.
agent. So it'll be.
So you're going to tell me you'd rather have this group here instead of grabbing a piece that could potentially put you over.
If
the
a piece is
for the hump?
available, like if
Which-
you got Anthony Davis available,
No,
then
but
you're
like
going to go out
Anthony
and
Davis
get
isn't
him.
also the only piece, right? There could be other pieces that fall that could
It
be
just
a
depends
better
on who's
scheme.
available. It just depends. But if this is the group that you could have, you're going to keep this group.
Like I'd be like, okay, let me dump the guy who makes a shit ton of money because his productivity doesn't really result in us winning or losing because we did fine without him all season because he played all 4 minutes. Dump him, get that money back, get some draft picks, bring in some more young people, or focus on adding someone to free agency that's going to put you to the next level. That's all I'm saying because you already have three wings. You could dump one and still win games. Especially if your plan is to keep Kyrie.
Wait a minute. Would you consider 43% from field goal range, 41% from 3-point range?
Please don't tell me this is Gordon Hayward's
Here we
stats
go.
from the year before.
No, 19 points a game, 7 rebounds
Jason
a game,
Tatum.
4 assists a game. Is that a good series?
It's for a rookie,
Jaylen
yes.
Brown, huh?
It's Terry Rozier. You said he only.
He's a
performed
bum!
That's the second round.
He's
the
a
second
bum!
round stats.
He never showed up.
He
in
never
the
showed
game.
up. So numbers, those are empty numbers. If you actually watch his play, those numbers do not reflect anything that he did.
Is that the entire playoffs or just a series?
That was the second round series versus
It's a
76ers.
second round series? But if you literally go back, you watched all those games.
I did. There was moments where he wasn't like, and I didn't agree with everybody who was like, all right, Terry Rozier, we could trade Kyrie now. That makes no sense. You keep Kyrie, you hold on to him. He's a top 5 point guard in this league. You hold on to him. I didn't agree with that. People were.
I think
other
the
Celtics
playoffs
fans were
hurt
stupid.
Rozier's stock more than helped.
Rozier's
I think-
good for like a 3-4 game stretch, but that's it. The playoffs is all that.
'Cause
Right, his-
Those numbers mean nothing because didn't he have a one game where he scored like 30 points?
Yeah, he did.
which also pads those numbers because he could go from having 30 points to having 10 points, and it really wouldn't affect that average.
It'll drop down to like 28
yeah,
or something.
Drop down, so that also like really depends. But I think the playoffs hurt his stock because if the Celtics wanted to trade him, they could have traded high early.
I don't think they could have traded him for anything more than what before the playoffs even started.
For a team that needs a point guard, like every sucky team out west.
But I think that just put him on display. I think because Phoenix is looking at him right now.
Yeah, but now he's especially because he's gonna be a free agent next year, correct?
He's gonna be a restricted.
He's not gonna
free
get the
agent.
money he wants.
Nope.
Because he didn't complete.
Marcus Smart was looking to get like 17 to 18 million a year. He ended up settling for about 11, 12 million.
Some team will overpay.
Some team always does, and they're gonna end up regretting it.
It might be Phoenix.
And I don't think it should be Phoenix because Phoenix is on the up and up, and I really don't want them to fuck that up.
They were looking to trade for him, so they.
Who are they going to get rid of for Rozier?
They could get literally that whole team is expendable except for
Yeah.
Booker and fucking
And Ayton, yeah.
and DeAndre Ayton.
But who would the Celtics want to take on?
Chandler?
No. Why would you
No.
want him?
What?
You need
Why?
a big.
But you're gonna
he's
trade
old and he
Rozier
makes money.
for Chandler?
Why are you going to trade someone who's on a rookie deal for old ass Tyson Chandler, who makes so much money it would put you over the cap?
You'll
Point
be
taken.
paying more in luxury tax.
Yeah, right. Point taken.
And you're losing guard depth too.
Trash man. These garbage takes. What the fuck are you doing? I think we're good on basketball, huh?
Yeah, we're good.
I think we covered the basketball news.
Yeah.
Because I don't really care about Andrew Bynum. Shout out to Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, Ray Allen, Hall of Fame, Grant Hill,
Grant
Hall of
Hill.
Fame class. Those are some
Who's the
of
best player out of those four?
Ray Allen.
Ray
Actually,
Allen.
Jason Kidd.
Yeah, I would say
Jason Kidd. Yeah.
Jason Kidd. Before,
If-
if we're not
if-
counting injuries, Grant Hill.
Oh,
But
yeah, I was about to
if
say
we're
that.
talking
Yeah.
about career-wise, Jason Kidd, Ray Allen, Steve Nash.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so week 2 or week 1 recap?
Week
No, we're
one.
gonna recap. Yeah, we're gonna recap some games. So
you have the.
I'll go over the.
So, before, we'll
Read the
Oh,
record
okay,
to
We'll
us.
go into the prediction stuff from last week once we get to the prediction stuff for this week.
We're just gonna recap
I'm
some
just going to recap the Patriots game. I think we're all going to have a little bit to say about the Rodgers and Mack game.
Yep. You're gonna go over what the Jets did versus the Lions if the Sam Darnold
Yep.
hype is real, but we know your answer. And then we're gonna go over the. Steven's gonna go over the Cowboys.
Which I'm actually really excited about because
Yeah.
I'm fucking angry.
And I was
but before
stepping.
we start that, Alfredo has something he wants to say about defensive backs that I completely
Oh yeah,
disagree
let's hear
with.
this.
All right, so me.
A little backstory. He texted the grouper
He
late at
texted
night.
Carter and I, like super late, saying he had something he wanted to say, and he thought I would agree with him. Little did he know that I fucking adamantly disagreed with him. Being as I was a defensive back, he's saying things that I don't understand. So, well, I understand it. I don't think is a worthy complaint. But go ahead. Say what
All
you're
right,
stage
saying.
is
it
yours.
just bothers me because, as you said before we started recording, I played defensive tackle. So
Yeah, so his view on this is a little bit skewed because he doesn't understand what it's like to make these type of plays.
The stage is yours again.
So I'm gonna do specific scenarios that I saw, and I saw these specifically during the Cowboys Panthers games and games that I watched before, and it really bothered me. So I'm giving an example. Say if a player is running a curl route or an out route, and the receiver catches the ball, but he's still he has not made a move yet. He literally just caught the ball. I'll always see DBs fly past and do a big ass arm tackle, except for actually trying to fucking hit the guy, trying to put him on his ass. I see this all the fucking time, to where they'll just fly past the wide receiver. I'm like, you just gave up a fucking first down.
And my argument to this is making open field tackles isn't an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
Especially when you're running full speed, following a wide receiver
Yeah.
on his routes.
Yeah, but if you're
And then
6
he
yards
comes-
away, which is 2 strides,
If you
might as well
follow
just
that
boof him.
receiver and he comes to stop and turns around, you have to.
stop on a
in motion
dime.
to come back.
Yeah.
You cannot. It's so hard to actually physically stop
And
him
you
down.
think he's standing still, but then he turns around. It's not like.
Yeah, but if you're
That's
turning
a
around,
hard
you're not
tackle
really.
for
It's
me.
not really
But your,
that big of a
your
turn.
momentum shifts. You do not understand. So let's say you gave the example of running a slant, right? And let's say the slant's a little bit underthrown, and you have to stop. The wide receiver catches and stops momentum and turns. The corner has to follow that.
Yeah.
So, and especially on a slant, you're already 2-3 steps behind.
Now, what he's
So he stops, he turns, your momentum takes you that way. You can't stop on a down because you're not knowing you have to.
Because from the games that I've seen, like, when I looked at it from the broadcasting angle and the angle that's, I don't know how to explain it, like, you can see, like, the full length of the field.
The Madden angle.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess, like, when I look at it, it seems like he can just...
But it's never like that. Momentum plays a different
It's not
game.
like that.
Like I said, playing defense from a defensive lineman standpoint versus a corner standpoint, you don't have... How many opportunities have you ever had where you have an open field tackle?
Not many. For a DT.
Not
Yeah.
many.
Yeah.
For a DT, you don't have them. Being, as I played, safety, corner, open field tackles are not an easy thing to do.
no, they're not.
There's a lot of pressure, especially if you're a
Especially
safety.
towards the side.
Now here's a good
You're in the middle
example.
of the field, you got help.
Here's a good example. The Vikings Saints game, playoff game.
I made that example. He said that
That's a
wasn't
good-
the point he was trying to make.
Yeah, but when I saw that play, he was still in movement. The one I was talking about, I wish I could remember the receiver's name
Well,
on the
Stephon
Cowboys.
Diggs went up and was going
He
to catch
was
it, and
high
he was
pointed
in,
and he was kind of stopped.
and he was in one spot.
But I'm
and
talking
then
about
all
like
Marcus
stationary.
Williams
I'm
has to
talking
do is
about
hit him
even for like
inbounds.
a second, like they catch the ball, they're like boom, they caught the ball,
It's
and
never-
Has to gather-
before
the
they're even
corner has
turning
to
their
gather
head to
his
move.
feet together too.
Because you can't just go in and just hit a guy because
Yeah.
you don't know where he's going to go. Because then you have to pick a side, especially if he's come stopped and you see his back. What side are you going to go after? Because remember, these guys have good instincts. They're going to turn one way or
Or
the
then
other.
why fly past when you just slow down your steps and figure
Yes.
out which way he's going?
I want you to fucking, when we're done here, I'm going to run around, you're going to fucking follow me, and then you're going to fucking try to stop
No,
your
I'm not
fucking
talking about-
steps after you're running
it's
full
more
fucking
like-
speed.
It's more like I'm not playing up front with you on the line. I'm kind of like 5-6 yards back, and say like when the ball snaps, I'm backpedaling, and you're coming at me, but you're still a couple yards away from me, and then you turn.
Backpedal to move forward.
Yeah, you also, you see, this is where it's like the gap in like knowledge is like very fast because defensive lines don't have to do that. When you play corner,
You have to angle
you have fucking one job as a corner.
Uh-huh.
It's to keep fucking contained. You do not give the outside, so you have
Yep.
to continuously back up, and then when you see,
You got to turn your hips.
you got to turn your hips immediately,
Yep.
especially if you see a receiver running a fucking hitch.
And
a curl,
always,
right?
you got to keep your eye on the ball too.
Yeah.
Because if he goes up and he's grabbing that ball, you got to keep your eye on the ball.
Because you know what's going to happen the second you run up on him as soon as you see that? Oh, it's a fucking option route, and he fucking just gives you a move and runs right past you.
Yep.
Not only did you just give contain, you gave up over the top. Now the safety, especially if you're playing what we used to play was the deep thirds,
Yeah.
if you have to fucking go cover that third, if there's a guy up the seam, you're fucked regardless.
Yeah.
So you can't make those risks.
Yeah.
And not every corner is like Darrelle Revis, where you do your studying on every quarterback that you face. You know his tendencies, so you know if he looks to the right and he's going to fake it to the left or something like that. Darrelle Revis will bite on that easy pick or easy pass breakup. That's like the difference in corners. That's why Jalen Ramsey is the top corner in this league. That's why Darrelle Revis was the top corner in this league. Is because they're able to read those tendencies. Because some do a pump fake and then they go with the option towards the top.
Yeah.
And then some will actually like bite down on the on the curl route. So.
Which brings me to Sam Darnold really quick, something that he did really, really well over the
go.
before halftime.
All right, we're not at Sam Darnold yet.
I know, but let me just make this play really because it actually is relevant
Go
to
ahead.
this. He threw a touchdown over the top of Robbie Anderson because two things happened. Corner didn't contain. He gave up the sideline, and Robbie Anderson was able to blow over the top. Second thing, as Robbie Anderson blew over the top, Sam Darnold was able to do a shoulder fake, which brought the safety in. And he was able to get up to the top.
And that's why a lot of the times, like rookie quarterbacks, I think rookie quarterbacks in some ways, if you could get your mindset on the NFL, you have an advantage because there's not a lot of tape on you. Like Sam Darnold going through a full 16. That's why I want to see till next year what Sam Darnold does, because Carson Wentz was able to do it, where he was able to do the same stuff he did his rookie year, even better in his second year on an MVP level. And I want to see if Sam Darnold is able to do this over his full 16-week season. Because, teams aren't going to have that much tape on him. Like the Lions had college tape and preseason tape on Sam Darnold. In preseason, you don't really show like what your plays are, and then in college, you're running a different offense. So
The one thing I will give you is corners suck at tackling.
They do.
I will give you that for sure.
and we were talking about it before the podcast, where like Jalen Ramsey and
That's
maybe
it.
that's about it for really good tackling corners.
That's really it. See,
That's-
Jalen
that-
Ramsey's
that's
also
the only
like the
thing
only
that
guy
really
who's a
bothered
thumper.
me.
He's
Like,
the only
just
guy who's a
watch.
thumper.
Yeah,
Corners really can't be thumpers if you really think about it, because you make one wrong decision you just fucked up the whole play and you just
He
gave
up
up
a touchdown.
You just gave up a touchdown.
Because every time I see it, like I feel like when they fly past them, that's like the first down you just gave up. Now
Would
the
you rather give up a
now
first
the
down or a
safety got to
touchdown?
save your ass.
Yeah, you'd rather give up a first
Would
down.
you rather give the first down or the touchdown? Because a lot of the things you're saying, if you're trying to hit and you fucking miss,
Yeah.
you just gave up a touchdown. At least with the arm tackle, you at least slow them down a little bit to let somebody else come and help. But it's you can't allow shit like that.
Yeah, like a corner in the Patriots-Texans game. I think it was the rookie Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He gave up that option to Chris Hogan, but he held on to him because if he gives up that touchdown, you're fucked at that point. Like, you gave up that touchdown. You didn't give up a 10-yard pass. Chris Hogan faked him out and went towards the top, and he had to hold on to him. Tom Brady ended up throwing the ball to Chris Hogan. It was incomplete, but they got the pass interference. You'd rather have a pass interference than that touchdown over the top. So a lot of guys will grab onto him, but a lot of guys won't. They'll just let it go over the top. And that's where a lot of guys are terrible corners.
Steven, as a defensive end, do you have anything you want to say to Alfredo?
No, there's nothing more you can add.
Did we make the from someone who was too small to play on the defensive line? Did I make all the points I think I could have made?
Yeah. It's a different position. You can't.
Yeah.
For someone who played wide receiver in high school, did I make all the points?
Yeah, even
Make
like
the wrong
even
move, it's a touchdown the other way. You wait for the touchdown.
yeah, like Steve, you played DE, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there was a time where when I was playing football, like just for a series, they made me play DE. That shit's way different than defensive tackle. Like
It
I
is,
feel
yeah,
like
because you're in the
All the positions are different.
Yes.
like
You're also
Because I didn't
under.
Tackle, you're supposed to, bottle everything up, stop the run.
yeah, that's what I was good for.
Different jobs.
But I never understood like pass rushing when I played in high school. They didn't teach me that when I was in high school. They just told me to clog the middle lanes.
Aren't usually the pass rushers.
They're more like
high school, they're still
right, they're
running
run
options,
stoppers and
too,
power
so
rushers.
You got to
They're not
stop
like-
the dive.
Yeah.
Stop the run.
Yeah, you're not JJ Watt
Yeah.
over the
Yeah.
on the edge,
Defensive tackles aren't usually the guys that are killing
Ends are supposed to
quarterbacks.
keep contained. And depends on what the linebacker calls, what role you have differently.
Yeah, not every defensive tackle is Aaron Donald, where you're able to rush the quarterback
Ndamukong Suh
or
early.
Ndamukong Suh, yes. You're not every
Because
defensive tackle.
I was either shooting A or B gap every play.
Well, yeah, that's all you can
That's
do.
what
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
your job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta clog the hole.
That's all the linebacker. What the linebacker calls, you go to the hole you're supposed to, what gap you're supposed to go to.
All right, I think we just gave Fredo some good learning so he can not come
Yeah.
with these hot takes that I disagree with.
All he
The
has to
second
one
he
just
said,
you
"Oh,
have to
Dylan,
play.
I think you'd agree with me," I'm like, I don't know about that.
All he has to do is watch one cornerback drill where you have to like turn your hips when the quarterback is ready to throw the ball.
Yeah.
You'll understand
Yeah,
it.
because when I was watching some of these
Nobody
games,
got
I
big
was
back- got zone
Backpedal,
coverage.
keep your hips low. Backpedal.
You've also never been burnt on pass coverage.
Yeah.
I have. Shit's not a good feeling.
It's
no,
not
because
good.
like when I was watching the games this past week, I watched probably 6 games, I want to say, and I was mainly looking at the offensive line and the defensive line in the position of how the quarterback sets up and the backfield and sets up. So I was mostly looking at, I guess it's part of my homework that I'm pretty sure you guys were to ask. I kind of can see how certain plays are either going to be a pass or a run.
Depends on the formation.
Yeah, depends.
Yeah.
Or the
Like if they have
the
a tight
personnel
end,
that they have in.
like
yeah.
if they have a tight end more towards the left, but closer
Usually,
to
if
tackle,
the
I can
running
tell
back
that's
is 10
kind of a
yards
run.
back,
Uh-huh.
it's going to be a run
It's gonna be
play.
a-
Yeah. 'cause
Or
he
a
wants to
play.
get
And I
that
can also tell
attention.
how like some of the quarterbacks, like if it's the quarterback is under the center, the way they position their feet, I feel like I can tell if it's gonna be a pass or a run.
I'm gonna shoot you down right there. No,
No.
because if you have
do
those
play
tendencies,
action.
you'll get eaten up immediately.
Yep, you will.
You're
Because I
not
feel
allowed
like
to have those
like
tendencies.
say if like I'm under center and I have my left or right foot back, I feel like that left or right foot back is to when he snaps the ball to turn your
No, you can do a
when you-
5-step
when you
drop
turn
and
your hips to
pass the ball.
hand it off to the running back.
Yeah, but the thing
But
is,
you can do a fake.
you can't have a different. You really shouldn't have a different position because me being the type of person I am, if I saw tape on that, I watched every single time you snapped the ball and your feet were in a different position based on what you were doing. You give up your plays.
Yeah, these guys watch fucking tape.
You
And
like
you have
and I'm
tendency,
not-
they're going to see that tendency.
And I was a very
Oh,
like
I read
average like defensive player, and if you and I saw that, me being the fucking detailed person I am. If I notice one thing and I keep noticing the same thing, you're giving up your plays. Oh, your left foot's a little bit farther back every time you pass. Oh, your right foot is
Because
a
the
little bit
coach
inside.
catches on to that, and he'll scream on the sideline, let's play this, and the linebacker, blah, blah,
Yep.
blah, blah, and all this
Mm-hmm.
thing gets
Because
translated.
then you get faked out. Yeah, you're
Yes.
gonna get faked out real bad.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have those tendencies. Like, I'll use like an example. Like I can't remember if it was like the 04 Patriots, but they were facing, I think it was like the Miami Dolphins, and they were talking about how there was this one left. Actually, it was the Baltimore Ravens, and they had this one left tackle who every time he got into a 3-point stance with his left arm down or the right arm down, it was a run play. If it was like the right hand down, it was a pass play. And they were like, we know what's going to happen because of that tendency that tackle had. But then the tackle ended up being inactive. So.
Back to tendencies. Detroit Lions brought in the same offensive coordinator as they brought in last year and kept all the same hand signals.
Jim Bob
Cooter.
I think didn't Skip and Shannon talk about that? Where like some of the terminology should be changed every season or something.
Yes,
like that?
it should be because then you get people like the Jets who like notice tendencies where it's like Darren Lee said it the best. He was like, we knew their hand signals, we knew what they were going to run.
That's what he said after the game, and everybody was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, yeah, we know it. Like
we know we were going to run because you guys didn't change your hand signals. That's poor coaching.
That is.
But I'll go in more of that.
And that's on Matt Patricia for not getting on his coordinators like that. You need to be changing it every week. Like the Broncos had a game, they had a game with it every week where it was like, let's come up with new words every week when Peyton Manning was quarterback. And Peyton Manning made it like a point to like change his words. Like Omaha had like 50 different meanings. Everybody thought it meant the same thing.
Because every time I see him, like Omaha. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Depending on the situation, Omaha means something different.
Yeah,
it's always something different.
I think the Rams have the best calls.
Do
Tupac.
Really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Ric Flair. Oh, absolutely. I think they have the best ones in the game right now.
I remember Shane was saying like Gilligan, like he's on an island.
He's on an
Gilligan's
island, yep.
like Coney Island. Shit. I was like, that's kind of dope.
It's always it's word association. That's all it is.
My favorite audible call was when Tom Brady said Rex Ryan in 2015.
All right, I think that's a good segue to get out of us learning Fredo different things. Hunter, go ahead.
All right, so the Patriots play the Texans on Sunday. My big takeaway was Deshaun Watson is not back. It's going to take him a little bit to get back, and it kind of like segues to my point about how like Carson Wentz is going to take a little bit of time to get back from his ACL tear. It's not an easy injury to come back from. Deshaun Watson did kind of pick it up towards the end of the game, but it was too late.
That's exactly the
Deshaun Watson also doesn't have an offensive line.
Yeah, so he looked awful the first half, but the second half he was starting to get it.
You're starting to get it, and I put this on the Texans coaching staff. You got to play him for a series or two in the preseason. You can't be scared. You got to get him in the rhythm.
Which also goes to my point with the Cowboys, but I'll go that when Stevens comes.
Yeah, so he looked good he looked all right in the second half. He was missing a lot of throws in the first half, for the first three quarters really, and then the fourth quarter. The only reason why the Texans even were within a touchdown is because a white Patriots receiver muffed a punt, and his name wasn't Julian Edelman. So Riley McCarron went back, muffed a punt, and they got the ball at like the 20-yard line, like within the 20.
Before you continue, how do you feel about the Corey Coleman signing?
I don't like it, but I'll see how it is. I didn't like the Philip Dorsett trade, but I like it now because he's had 1 year under the Patriots.
Corey Coleman's from the Browns, right?
Browns and Bills.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a terrible attitude, but he'll get cut immediately if he shows
also
that shit
can't
anymore.
catch, so that's my big thing.
Yeah.
How do you think Belichick is going to react when he sees Corey Coleman drop the first bomb? You
Now-
think he's going to sit him down immediately?
I think so, because I think if you don't have Tom Brady's trust, you're not getting the ball. You're not going to get the ball. You're not going to get it. Chris Hogan, who's damn near almost 30 years old, Julian Edelman, who's 31, 32 years old, they'll get the ball before you do. Philip Dorsett has 1 year in that system. He's going to get the ball before you do. Corey Coleman could be out of the team. It's not even a roster lock. Like Kenny Britt was considered a roster lock for this team, but you have to get close with Tom Brady. That's all. Like you can't not get close with Tom Brady and get his trust. You have to get his trust. Like with any quarterback, you have to get their trust. Like Sam Darnold isn't going to pass it to. Are you farting?
Steven, are you farting?
No.
Okay.
Oh. Sam Darnold's not going to pass it to Robbie Anderson if he doesn't have his trust, you know?
Exactly.
So, and Tom Brady's not going to pass it to Philip Dorsett if he didn't even pass it to Philip Dorsett last year, or Dwayne Allen, because it was their first years in the system. They didn't, I don't know if it's like them not knowing the system well and them not running the plays well or getting on
Dwayne
that
Allen
point.
was dropping everything last year.
Yeah,
That's why
he
didn't
was.
throw it.
Yeah. So that's why he didn't get a lot of balls thrown at him. I think he caught his first touchdown like week 14 or something like that, and everybody was on Patriots Twitter was freaking out because they were like, "Oh man, he just caught his first touchdown." 14 weeks into the season.
It is what it is. Any other takes you got?
On that Patriots game, the defense looked a little bit better because Matt Patricia wasn't calling it, and Bill Belichick was. Bill Belichick and Brian Flores, they called a great game. They got a lot of pressure on Deshaun Watson. Really early on pressure. Not
Do
like
you
just some of them-
think that was because of great play calling or executing on a poor offensive line?
Poor offensive line.
Do you think they'd be able to do something like that against a team that has a great offensive line?
Not that quick of pressure, but they have better pass rushers than last year. Because last year, the Texans really just had Dwayne Brown on their offensive line. Really the same offensive line, and they couldn't get anything on Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson was like running it loose on him. It was a ridiculous game to watch, and I think they did a lot better in containing Deshaun Watson, even though he just came back from an ACL tear. But he was still running out of the pocket very well. He wasn't hindered by that knee at all. I think his passing was just hindered a little bit. But I think the defensive pass rush this year is a lot better. Trey Flowers is going to have a breakout year, so is Dietrich Wise, in my opinion. But are you slurping?
Steven, what the fuck are you doing?
Yo, he's eating one of
that's
those little
Hunter
coquito
sucking
things.
the Patriots' dick.
Oh, I got you. I heard that.
Like, I'm noticing all the slurping is going on.
I've been doing it the whole thing every time you start slurping somebody's cock. I'm doing it the whole pod.
Let's talk about the
we're looking
Cowboys
at each
now.
other like,
Bro,
what
like,
the?
what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah.
This guy drinking a fucking Chick-fil-A milkshake? What the fuck is going on?
I've been doing that the whole time. Every time he starts,
Yeah, we hear a slurp, and then I was like, oh, I know what he's
every
doing.
time you start cock chugging a fucking Patriots player or one of the team players, I kept making that noise.
Yeah, I heard that. I knew you were doing it. I just didn't want to bring it up. All right, let's jump into the Cowboys.
All right, Steven,
Hold
before you get...
on, I got one thing about the game.
Okay,
I'll
go
go
ahead. Go ahead.
If Tom Brady is going to be he was forcing the ball a lot to Gronk.
Yeah, he
Against
forced it a
better
lot to Gronk.
defense. That crap's not going to happen.
Excellent, which brings me into
Throwing
something.
interceptions.
How do you see this Jacksonville game playing out?
I think Jacksonville is going to have the men of... you don't have Julian Edelman in this game.
They don't have to worry about any of your receivers.
They got 3 wide receivers on the team right now. 2 tight ends and 2 running backs.
Jalen
Rex
Ramsey is
Burkhead-
going to be on Gronk all game.
Yeah.
Well,
It's gonna be a rough
this
game.
game means more to Jacksonville than it does the Patriots
Yes.
because they can afford a loss.
Yes.
If
Also,
that happens.
I mean, if Jacksonville is going to have the type of season that we all think Jacksonville is going to have, this game means a lot in terms of home field advantage if they end up having the same record. Say they both
And
go
it's going to
12
mean a lot just personally because they lost to this team
Yeah,
in the
so-
championship game.
and it's in Jacksonville, so it's going to be a crazy game to watch. I think
I don't want you to give a prediction.
I'm not going to give it up, but
Not now.
I just don't know if the 3 wide receivers are going to be able to.
Yeah, my thing is I don't know how the Patriots are going to run their offense when Gronk is going to be the main focus
Right.
on all game. How are they going to run the ball? How are they going to distribute the passing to the wide receivers if they're going to be able to?
Right.
Because they have great safeties. Bouye is going to be covering whoever's on that number 1 spot, and
Yep.
Jalen's going to be like, "Give me Gronk."
It's going to be
I'm holding
Philip
the ball.
Dorsett. So and my thing is Philip Dorsett going to be able to beat AJ Bouye?
No.
No. So that's my thing.
Excellent.
Any
All right.
other takes on this Patriots-Texans game?
No, I think I made all the points and asked the questions I wanted to.
Yeah.
I think Steven had the one thing he had to say. So, Steven, go ahead with your Cowboys before I say what I have to say about the Cowboys.
Game Cowboys recap. Jason Garrett, Scott Linehan need to be fired. I'm done. I'm not done.
In case you guys didn't know, that was me doing my Jason Garrett impersonation. It was not me doing a fucking round of applause, you fucking
All you
assholes.
do
I didn't know.
clap his fucking hands. All you have to fucking do.
I knew what you were doing.
All right, they don't do nothing with their fucking receivers. They don't teach them any other fucking routes. That's why they're always fucking covered. They don't do scramble drills. That's why when Dak scrambles outside, why is there no receiver running with him? They don't fucking do scramble drills. They don't practice any other fucking routes. They're not creative. It always pisses me off when I watch the Rams and I see their head coach who's 32 years old, who's the same age as fucking me. And
fucking fart.
and you see Todd Gurley line up at receiver and then runs in motion, and they do a little quick pass to him, and he scores a touchdown. You have Ezekiel Elliott. They don't. Oh, we're going to use him in a passing game. All they do is throw it to him in the flats. Oh, you're really using him. Run a wheel route with him. Do the same shit they do with Gurley. He can do it. Or you just run the ball. They gave up running the ball. First time they had best field position, when they got to the 50-yard line, they quit running the ball. And that's when the new kicker missed the field goal. All you have to do is be more creative on offense. These guys aren't going to get it done. Every coach is fireable every week, except for Rod Marinelli.
So let me jump in here
Real quick, where he was. I just want to just say one thing, real quick, where he was talking about the receptions for Ezekiel Elliott. 3 receptions, 17 yards in that game. That's not enough for.
They're all flat routes. Oh, I got more.
Yeah, the thing is, Ezekiel Elliott came out before the offseason saying he's been watching nothing but Marshall Faulk tape and just like wanting to be more involved in the passing game because he sees all these guys getting paid for being able to being receiving backs. If anybody can fucking do it, Zeke. The Cowboys have a good offensive line. They have a great running back. They have a good quarterback. You don't have any receivers. You might as well use who you fucking have.
Wait, talking about Zeke, how come Skip Bayless is on Zeke's dick? Like, he said he's going to be the
Cowboys
greatest running back of all time.
He's a Cowboys fan.
He's a Cowboys fan. Another thing, this dumbass, all he has to do, he literally all he does is claps his hands. You're supposed to manage the fucking game. In the last series, they had the ball. Before
here
the
we go.
last
I know what
series
he's
of the
talking
game.
about.
They're on the 50-yard line. All right, they had like a 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12. The clock's running out. The play clock's running out. How come he doesn't call the fucking timeout? You let the play clock run. No, we're going to take a 5-yard penalty. Now it's like 3rd and 18.
Not only that.
4th and 18.
Yeah, here we go.
So instead of punting the fucking ball, pinning him, he goes for it. So now when we get the ball back, we have to go fucking 85 yards, score a
Gave
touchdown?
up field position.
Yeah.
The defense is playing great. They freaking pump the ball, force 3 and out, maybe 50-yard line. Like, I don't...
Yeah, and to Steve's point about Sean McVay, Todd Gurley caught 64 balls last year. 64 balls. Ezekiel Elliott, his career high is 32.
And guess what? With the way he's projecting right now, he's probably going to finish with like 32 again.
Yep.
All you have to do to have the play on Madden, if you send Zeke on a wheel route, that will scare the shit out of a defense. One of his fucking highlights in his rookie year, you know when he hurdled a motherfucker?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that play.
That was on a wheel route.
Ooh, he's getting...
Was that versus the Giants?
Yo, he getting fired up right now. Holy shit.
Was that versus the
sounds like
Giants
me.
where he hurdled a guy?
Huh?
That was versus the Giants where he hurdled a guy, right?
Yeah, the one where he hurdled a motherfucker. It was a wheel route. Like, all we're using in the passing game, flat route. I don't have them coming out of the backfield, running a fucking slant or wheel route, throwing a fucking wheel route. They just need better coaches, better receivers coach. They need different routes. They're always covered because every team, not all team has great receivers. I've seen teams with shitty receivers. They still find a way to get separation because of the routes. And they run with their quarterback when the fucking play breaks down and they run scramble drills. This team doesn't run scramble drills.
All right,
Dak runs to the right. Nobody's going.
Let me jump in real quick. My thing with the Cowboys is, as you know, Steven, I'm a fan of Dak Prescott. Excuse me, I like to burp. I'm not going to mute the microphone. I don't care about how many of you guys fucking complain to hear my burps.
Are you
I'm a
clapping
fan
too?
of Dak Prescott, right? Why the fuck did Dak Prescott not play in preseason to get on a rhythm with these receivers?
Yep.
And another thing, not even just play preseason. Tom Brady takes his receivers out in the summer to the beach, run routes, get timing, build relationships. Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, all these guys take their wide receiving core to build relationships, to get better, to learn tendencies.
Peyton Manning and Eli Manning took their receivers to Duke in 2013.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Why did Dak Prescott not do that when he realized he was not going to be playing in the preseason? Why is he not actively trying to get on board with these wide receivers to build a relationship so they know his tendencies and what to do? Because we all know that the Cowboys coaching staff, fuck it, the whole NFC East coaching staff is full of a bunch of idiots, right? So why don't you do things to prepare for these shitty play calls, these shitty situations, these shitty time management situations?
But I got a question. Just like on the Panthers side, wasn't Cam Newton, does he have a new offensive coordinator? Like he's trying to get used to?
Yes.
Yes.
North Turner.
But the
Olsen
Cowboys
was
are missing
hurt.
that breakdown wide receiver where, like, if Dak gets pressured and he's running out of the pocket, who are you going to throw it to? Like,
Well, Dak
Jason
doesn't have
Witten was
They
that
don't
guy.
do scramble drills. They
Scramble-
yeah,
yeah,
same thing
Jason
last
Witten
year
was that
with
guy.
Dez Bryant. Nobody would run with him when he scrambled. There was one, but they let him go. It was Bryce Butler.
Yeah.
But he wasn't getting no fucking
That's
playing
Jerry
time.
Jones' fault, though, because he crippled the Cowboys by holding on to Dez for as long as he did.
Yeah.
And not only did he kill the Cowboys, he killed Dez Bryant because he literally ruined his value, but he also prevented them from re-signing Bryce Butler.
Yeah,
If they would
plus
have
when
Bryce
Bryce
Butler, they probably
Butler,
would've
he
won.
didn't get any playing time.
Which
But
is
when he was
nuts.
on the field, he was just fucking, which was nuts. Because when Dak would scramble and he'd find a receiver, it was always Bryce Butler.
Yeah, so not a great move on Jerry's.
Yeah, also, if you know that you're going to be releasing Dez and you do it later in the offseason, why not go after a wide receiver in free agency?
They went after
or the
Alan
draft?
Hearns.
Alan Hearns, yeah, or the draft where you have that, what pick did they have, the 19th pick
And they
in the
took
draft?
Leighton Vander Esch instead of Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley, yep.
Which, looking back at it, they probably should have took Calvin Ridley.
They should have.
Because that would have been good to see.
They just tried drafting the next Sean Lee.
Yeah, well, that
The
worked
problem
out
is
well.
Sean Lee gets hurt, so
All
that's
right.
it.
So, anything else you want to say about this Cowboys game before we move on to me slurping on Sam Darnold?
Fire everybody except for Rod Marinelli.
Sounds good. All right. So, Jets-Lions. Opened up with the most Jet thing of all time. Throwing a pick six on the first pass of his fucking career. If that's not the most Jet thing of all time, I don't know what is. But the most important thing was seeing how young Sam Darnold, who's only 21 years of age, would rebound off of something like that. And boy, did he did. He did a great job of doing it. Some of the play calling was absolute trash. There was a fucking 3rd and 5, and offensive coordinator called a fucking wide receiver end around.
Who's the offensive coordinator?
What the fuck's his name? I forgot his name. Give me 1 second. Anyway, he called.
If there was only a guy whose job it was.
John Morton.
That.
John Morton, thank you. John Morton called the fucking.
Yeah. I tried getting that stat up right before you said some shit like that, right?
So John Morton called the wide receiver end around. He put Robbie Anderson in motion, go from right side of the field to left side of the field. Instead of handing that ball off, which was away from all the defenders and possibly getting the first down, he sent him back the other way he came, handed him off into 3 linebackers waiting.
Yeah, I remember.
Wait a minute, I should get fired. It's Jeremy Bates.
Okay. But it's like, that was the worst play call of the night, and I see Anderson goes in motion. Oh, he's going towards the other side. Perfect. Hand off the ball. Nope, let's bring him right back. Let's bring him right back around on 3rd and 5 to get that. That was the worst play call of the night. And even Brian Greasy was just like, what was
I thought
that?
it was third
Right.
and one. Third and one.
The only thing-
And it's a running back.
The one thing I got to say about Sam Darnold is not every quarterback can kind of bounce back from a pick six.
Exactly.
A lot of people get lost on Brett Favre's first NFL pass being a pick six, but I'm not ready to put that on Sam Darnold yet. But it was good seeing him come back. He ended up completing 76% of his passes for 116 passer rating. That's really good.
One thing I really learned about Sam Darnold that game, anybody who has a fantasy spot open on their team and Quincy Enunwa isn't on your team, go sign him. That
That's a good
motherfucker
idea.
is going to have about 800 catches this year. He's literally the favorite target. He had 10 catches?
13. I think.
13 catches. He's going to be the safety blanket. He's my dad's favorite tight end. But Sam Darnold played a great game. I want to see him against a real team, though. Matt Patricia is a trash defensive coordinator, and Brian Greasy pointed out as well. Brian Greasy at one point was just standing there on the sidelines and didn't even move. He's for 3 minutes. He's like, I've been watching Brian Greasy, Matt Patricia, and he just is standing there. All the players are going to go talk to the coordinators, and Patricia is just standing there.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
it's not
kinda
his
lost.
job.
I don't understand how this Patriots coaching tree puts out trash head coaches.
I think a lot of times the coaches just
It's
try
like the
to
Greg
be Bill
Popovich
Belichick
thing.
because they were talking about
Bill O'Brien with that decision on
right.
Sunday.
Yeah, so I think a lot of the times like they try to be Bill Belichick too much. Like Matt Patricia installed a bunch of rules that apparently the Lions veterans don't like, and I mean he's got to create his own culture, I guess. So we'll see what happens. But that's the reason why Bill Walsh probably had and even Andy Reid has a really good coaching tree. So
Yeah, all in all, the Jets played a solid game. The defense really made it so I didn't see Sam Darnold throw more, which I wanted to see. But, hey, I'm not even sucking anyone's dick. Which is crazy. I'm actually just pointing things out. I want to see him play a real team. These next 2 weeks aren't real teams. I'm interested in seeing Cleveland in week 3.
Well, they are playing 3-11, so it's that third one might,
Yeah, I'm interested
slow
in
things
seeing
down.
Cleveland. But the game I really want to see is always the Patriots. The Jets always play the Patriots well, regardless of who's on the team and who's at quarterback. That's the game where it's going to be okay, we'll see Sam Darnold's main of it.
they faced the Jags September 30th.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that game at all.
I'm looking forward to it to see how he reacts to that defense.
And
then he gets the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm also not
October
looking forward to
21st.
that game. Yeah, no, I want to see the Patriots.
Speaking of defense, Jimmy G's garbage. After seeing that fucking game, 4 picks, he threw every single fucking pick to the defender, dude.
I'm not triggered.
He
Why
threw
would I be
every
triggered?
single fucking pick to the fucking defender, yo. I'm
I
like,
agree with
I
you.
can't even watch this fucking game.
It's almost
this
like
guy
every
is
quarterback
dirty.
that plays for the Patriots and goes to another team sucks.
He had a really good pass play. I'm happy that he
I'm
failed.
turning this shit off. I ain't watching this shit.
I'm happy that he failed because people were saying shitting on Bill Belichick for not trading Tom Brady or letting go of Tom Brady. You're not Tom Brady.
That Patriots scheme is completely different than anywhere else. I don't care who Kyle Shanahan or whoever's making your plays. If
Matt Castle won 11 games in that scheme.
Exactly. If you take the player out of the scheme, it's not the same.
Yep.
Tom Brady, maybe. Okay, Tom Brady for sure would probably still be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah.
But taking anybody out of that scheme and putting him somewhere else, it does not work. Granted, it is only one game. We'll see. I'm going to reach back again for the Jimmy G fucking stack out of the bag in 5 weeks.
He still throws more interceptions
Right.
than touchdowns.
Yep. But I'll reach back in 5 weeks or so.
Speaking of interceptions and touchdowns, interceptions and touchdowns. When you get to my Packers, I got something to say.
Oh boy. Here
All right, we got
go.
that.
Here we
Well,
go.
But yeah,
Fredo
people-
Shitty Take is brought to you by.
the thing about the Patriots scheme or offensive scheme is that they've had 3 different offensive coordinators throughout Tom Brady's career. So that's 3 different offenses that you have to run. Bill Belichick is more of a defensive coach.
Yes, so I'm not saying it's all Belichick. I think it's all specific timing routes.
Right, yeah.
And I think Tom Brady's the best quarterback to
And
ever
you're not-
fucking play the game when it comes to, I'm in a 3-step drop, you have 2 seconds, you need to be in the spot, the ball's coming to you. If you're not there,
Canelo
you're
wants
fucking
to
out
throw
of here.
Triple G
Good
right
timing,
now.
yeah.
Huh?
It's just in. I'm watching the weigh-in, and Canelo wants to throw at Triple G right now.
I really want to watch that fight. I really do. I don't know where to watch
I'll
it
be
though.
watching it on my phone while I'm in Sesame Place because it's vacation time, ladies and gentlemen. Your boy is on vacation.
It's on
ready to
Showtime, right?
go.
It's on Showtime, right?
Yes.
I gotta download that.
Who am I slurping? I'm slurping vacation time? Fuck yeah, I'll slurp vacation time. Absolutely. Who's going to be on vacation time? Woo! Too sweet. Fantastic.
How about that Michael Kendrick signing with the Seahawks?
I think it's pointless.
Yeah,
I think
makes
it's
no
useless. There's no point in bringing him in. Heads up. Spoiler alert.
He's going to
not
jail.
Dylan's not picking the Seahawks to win this week either. But, there's no point in him signing. There's no point in him signing. He's just going to be out of the league in 3 months.
He faces up to 25 years in prison.
And guess what? That's a fucking Fetty charge.
Sentencing is in December. They only have 2 months of this guy.
Yeah, it's a useless signing. It's a literal useless signing.
It makes no sense. His best season was in 2013. His best season was 86 tackles, 4 sacks in 2013. Ever since then, his stats have dropped.
Stats.
He won the Super Bowl with the Eagles last year, though, right?
Yes.
But he didn't do shit, right?
He did.
It's so
Yeah,
good, they cut him.
last season he had 22. He had 51 tackles, 2 sacks. That's an average linebacker.
Yes. So the fact that the Seahawks want to bring him on, I don't get it. Like, whatever. Do what you want to do. I just don't think it makes sense.
It makes absolutely no sense.
None at all. If you know he's going to jail, why are you doing it?
Right.
The Browns cut him just because he might go to jail.
Right.
So,
and for the people
and
that
they're
are
the fucking
saying,
Browns.
yeah, if the Browns cut him, then why are you signing?
Speaking of the Browns, how come every time the offensive line coach, he goes, huh, his stomach? Like, I was dying when I saw that shit. He's like, huh? I was like, what the
Looks like Fredo's been doing some homework, huh?
And yo, did you see when he tried to drink water?
Yes.
Yo, he drank. I never seen it there. He looked like a fucking walrus with his fucking mustache. Walrus, the fucking offensive
Oh
line.
yes, yeah, he does.
Yo, he drank the water. How the hell more water come out your mouth than when you put it? You can see the water spot on his shirt. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, man.
How does he get out that Maserati? I really want to know.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's move on to the Sunday Night Football game, the Packers-Bears. It was
Probably
a
one of the
fucking
greatest
tale
games of
of
the
two
season.
halves. First half was some of the greatest defense I've ever seen fucking played by an individual in my whole life.
Yep.
Khalil Mack. Remember last week I asked you guys, when do you think this team will be like a top 5 defense? And you guys all said probably next year.
Yeah.
I see that happening by week 7.
I'd like a mulligan on that. Khalil Mack is just a player that you could plug into really
Exactly.
any defense, and he's just gonna.
I think by halfway through this year, that Bears defense is going to be.
Yeah, the only thing about that Bears defense, I'd say, is that they need time to mesh well. Where when they get in those late game situations, they're not going to give up those points. However, they were
that
going
Bears
against Aaron
defense
Rodgers.
Played a good first half.
Yes, and then one thing I'm going to hold against that Bears defense is they have a trash secondary. There's only 2 games this week that I've really looked. No, 2 games in the span of this 7-day span where I literally looked at the corners and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
All right, let me know
The
when I
Chicago
can say
Bears
something.
won, and last night with the Baltimore Ravens. I have never seen such piss poor cornerback play before in my fucking life. It's absolutely astounding. Every single time you watch the corner last night against Baltimore, game him contained and left you over the top, just fucking dead. Completely dead. The corners in the Chicago game, at one point, there just weren't any out there.
Right.
Literally just weren't any out there. They were just chilling in their zones, not being aware of their surroundings, and just not tackling.
That Randall
No
Cobb
excuse.
touchdown was.
No excuse for any of that shit to happen.
Yeah, that Randall Cobb touchdown was.
The Randall Cobb touchdown was.
If I'm a defensive back
Horrible.
coach, I'm lighting up everybody on that fucking
Oh, yeah.
roster.
Because he ran up the middle of the fucking field.
Yep.
That's
That
Aaron
play
Rodgers,
should have
though.
not.
No,
that play should not have been
you can
available.
give a good amount to Aaron Rodgers, but you can also give the majority of the stuff on the fault of the defense. Great.
That Randall Cobb touchdown was all defense because Aaron Rodgers stood in the bottom. Dude, there's nobody in the middle of the field to tackle
Yeah.
him. Khalil Mack almost tackled this motherfucker.
Yeah, like
And
he
he was on
came
the
sprinting
line, yeah.
from the line all the way
Exactly.
up.
The whole
Yeah.
second half was a lot of Aaron Rodgers being great and a lot of that Bears defense just falling apart.
Can I just
And
say
that's
one
why
thing
I
about
said
that
next
pass to Geronimo Allison?
What?
How it just went all the way up and that shit dipped down like a
looked like a
raindrop,
Yeah, an arc.
and then it fucking literally landed right. Like
Yeah,
he didn't even try to catch that shit. He just went
rainbow.
bloop right into his fucking hands. I was like, oh my god, fucking beast! How you give me all that?
Spit on it a little bit.
Hands on that. You got
But
2
listen.
hands on it.
Can we like I was tweeting during that game
Go.
after Khalil Mack
Go.
stripped Deshaun Kaiser, I turned the game off. I'm like, this game is over.
I'll tell you what, that strip on Deshaun Kaiser is one of the best plays I've ever seen
It's
by
like,
the defensive line.
I was like, I'm done watching this fucking
Not
game.
only did he go in there and strip the ball himself, he caught the ball midair and fell. And almost got up and ran it.
I said,
Khalil Mack is...
I tweeted out, I'm like, can we trade mid-game? I put in the fucking third string quarterback. I hate Kaiser. I was looking at his
Don't blame
stats.
Kaiser.
before
Do
the
not
game.
blame
Don't blame
Kaiser
Kaiser
for that.
for that.
11 touchdowns, 22
He's never
interceptions
had a
last
good
year?
offense.
You're
On
ass.
the Browns!
Give me back freaking Hudley.
No, he was worse.
Give me
He's a
him
worse
back.
quarterback.
Give me
He
him
was
back.
worse.
He's a worse quarterback. Deshaun Kaiser was given nothing in Cleveland. Absolutely nothing. His number one wide receiver didn't even play until the second half of the season. And when he started looking up with him, they were playing great.
That fumble's not Kaiser's fault. How about the lineman?
Yeah,
it's the
you
offensive
can't
line.
call. Hunter said something a couple years ago when we were playing Madden when he had Marcus Mariota as quarterback. And he said, "My quarterback has a fumbling problem." No, you have a fucking offensive line problem.
That's why when we say to Dylan, when Dylan says I have a quarterback injury problem, he's got an offensive line problem.
But the thing is,
He's getting smacked.
when Sam Darnold throws the ball and he's not getting hit, and he still gets injured. Come on.
He got hit on that play.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. There's no.
I was controlling the defensive line.
No, you weren't.
My controller was
The
vibrating.
ball was
when I
already
hit
out of
it.
his hand. There, you weren't touching.
Yeah,
I don't
hit
give a
him.
fuck. I don't give a fuck. We're past that. EA Sports still owes me an apology.
No, they don't.
Yeah, but the offense.
Khalil Mack played one of the best games I've ever seen.
In the first half, at least.
Well, he's
second
also
half,
still,
he ran
he's
out of
also
gas.
Still on, no, it's not even he ran out of gas. He's on a snap count.
He is because
They
they
don't
don't
want
want
it
it.
out.
Didn't he
no
play?
training
Didn't he
camp.
play
He didn't play
70%
no
of the
preseason.
snaps?
No,
He hasn't played
in
any-
the first half. He played 70% of the snaps. The second half, they took him out. They started running timing routes. Why waste him? He didn't play at all in training camp.
Yeah, it was Rodgers
At
was
all.
running.
But isn't your job to stay
in
fit?
the second half.
But you could practice football and you could say, okay, but once you go to training camp and you're hitting with pads, nothing is going to get in the nothing. You cannot simulate that. You cannot simulate an NFL game.
So it's not a matter of staying fit.
Right.
Being fit and being in
Football
football shape are
shape.
completely different things.
But that's what I actually.
Yeah,
really
That's
meant
why
to
when
say.
Ben Simmons is hitting down 3-point shots in practice, you get that in a game.
Yeah, I'm not
you're
impressed
gonna
with that.
clunker
That's just
Yeah,
There's
so
no
it's like-
defender. Yeah.
When you're running an offense at this point where it's do not let the quarterback get hit. And you know what type of offense that is? That's all timing routes.
Yep.
2-step drops, throw the ball. 3-step drops, throw the ball. Get rid of the ball. You know who's completely useless in those timing routes? Defensive line.
Pass rushers.
Pass rushers.
Because I felt like every time I was watching Deshaun Kaiser, like by his third drop step, he's already getting hit.
That's
Right.
offensive
Or
line
he's
stuff.
trying to run
that's
away.
the offensive line problem. That's not him.
If he gets hit on a
Because-
3-step drop, that's not him.
Because Beluga was trying his best to cover Khalil Mack.
There's no try.
There's no try.
There's
Not
no
with
try.
Khalil
Yeah.
Mack.
You
You're
can
not
do it or
gonna
you
do
can't. But it's like you can't blame him on that because they didn't start running those timing routes until Aaron Rodgers came into the game.
You
And
can't run a 3-step drop with Kaiser, and then it's his fault when when he's getting hit
Yeah.
and fumbles.
you gotta, if they would have started doing the timing routes the second Aaron Rodgers got hurt, it might have been a tale of a different game.
If
Yep.
you can't block a 3-step drop, that's the offensive line.
That's an offensive line problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially someone who is as aggressive as Khalil Mack. At the second half of the game, Khalil Mack didn't play really at all.
Khalil Mack was on that Aaron Rodgers injury. Like he was bull rushing the guy, like right into Aaron
Which
Rodgers.
is which brings back to what my brother said. In order to stop Aaron Rodgers, you blitz up the middle. But the only
Yeah, you
the only
blitz up the
difference
middle,
was guy came up the middle and then Khalil Mack came on the contain
Yep.
at the same time.
Yeah, you have to keep.
Khalil Mack
contained.
is gonna
That's
make
how
a
you
difference
beat
in
him.
all-
That's how he
in the
always
rest of
uses
this-
it. Every time they blitz
Yeah.
up the middle, the pressure's got to come from the middle, and defensive end's got to hold the fucking line and don't fucking commit. You have to keep it contained.
Yep.
That's how he always gets those highlight plays.
Aaron Rodgers did play a great game in the second half.
Yeah, he did. He played a great game in the second half. He's probably putting his like early mark on the MVP right now, depending
After
on what he
week
does.
one,
Isn't that not one of the greatest comebacks though?
no,
No, it's not a.
No.
not even close.
That was crazy.
That's not
to
even
me.
top 5 in Aaron Rodgers' career.
I was like, what
Are you talking
the
about
fuck?
Aaron Rodgers comebacks
Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
of all time?
I don't even put that.
He's had like 2 Hail Marys in a game.
He's had he's
that are
had
higher on
in a
that.
playoff game where
He's
the
had-
I
Saints were
remember
hot.
that. Yeah. Where like
he's
the
got a
entire
Hail Mary
DB
against
was
the
in.
Seahawks. He's got a Hail Mary against the Giants. He's got a Hail Mary against the fucking Cardinals in the playoffs.
Two
A Hail Mary
Hail Marys
against the
against
Lions
Cardinals
to win the
playoffs.
game on his birthday like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I
Like
remember seeing that,
It's
yeah.
a great comeback, but it's also like I've seen better.
And
Yeah.
and also because Chicago, they call all their best offensive plays
in the first
In
half.
the
their first series.
Yeah, first series.
No, the first series.
Yeah, they were marching
Shit.
down. Mitch Trubisky was looking
I guess
like
it's not a
Peyton
good
They
Manning.
Khalil Mack scored that touchdown. They only scored one offensive touchdown.
Yeah,
in the first
so
series.
it's
They called everything as like, all
it's
right,
the
we
inexperience
don't know
of the
what to
Chicago
call
Bears
it.
team.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's
And
the
a new
inexperience of
coach.
the Chicago Bears team, but it's also a great play by Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Do I think it deserves all the slobbering that it's getting? You do whatever you want. Like, whatever. It was a great play.
Yeah.
You could all you want. But, like, the one person who should have his nuts slobbered is Khalil Mack.
Oh, yeah.
That is the definitive,
Oh yeah, he's
the
the stroke
definitive
of the
Khalil
week.
Mack game besides the 5
The-
sacks in the game.
new-
Right,
new thing,
versus the
stroke
Broncos.
of the week. New segment.
And that shit was like on the first quarter. I feel like.
No,
What,
It,
and,
it all dragged into the second half, the
Hmm.
second quarter, too.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Second
watching
quarter.
that game while I was doing inventory at work. So.
Because like after he stripped Kaiser, I turned it off. I'm like,
And you know,
yeah, this is over.
you know what? And you got to say this about defensive players. Once defensive players get their contract, usually they'll kind of like take a step
So,
back
yeah,
a
lay
little
back,
bit. They
whatever.
won't go as hard. They got all that guaranteed money. They're going to sit back a little bit. They don't got to worry about getting cut. See Khalil Mack almost on that almost tackled Randall Cobb on that touchdown was great. That's great. The Chicago Bears defense was trash on that play. Khalil Mack was great on that play. That showed me heart on that play, even though he just got $90 million or whatever it was.
That just shows how much impact one player can make.
Yeah.
Which brings me back to, let's go to the fucking 2013 Jets. Darrelle Revis goes out against either Patriots or Miami. The second Darrelle Revis goes out, we lose literally every fucking game.
Miami, yeah, it was Miami.
And we literally lost every fucking game.
Yeah.
When
And he was
in
having
there,
a great start to the
he's having a
season.
great start to the season. That was like week 4.
Right.
Every game he's in, we have a chance to win. And when he's out, it's a for sure loss. That's the same type of impact one defensive player can make. Same thing with the Giants, the Cowboys, and Sean Lee. When Sean Lee's in, you have a way better chance to win. But you take Sean Lee out because he's always fucking hurt. Nah, that defense is going to get shit on.
Right.
Keekly and the Panthers.
Keekly with the Panthers as well.
Yeah.
I think we had a lot of good conversations about these recaps.
We did,
solid
but-
insight. Fredo with the fucking Jimmy G shit on. Didn't expect
Yeah,
that.
well,
That's
I did not
amazing.
expect that.
Kudos. He gets brown.
But I like it.
And extra credit.
Yes.
You get extra credit.
You get extra credit when we bring you your report card at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Let's go to predictions. As of last week, we have 2 ties in the predictions race. So the Barretto boys are tied at 10-5-1, and Hunter and Fredo are tied at 7-7-1.
I am ashamed.
Alfredo is even laughing right now. How the fuck does the guy who knows nothing about fucking football make the same picks as you?
I tried making some bold picks.
You
And
picked
going
the
off the cuff.
Lions!
I did.
You're literally the worst human being of all time.
I messed up a lot, but it won't happen again.
As of last night, we all picked Baltimore Ravens, and holy shit, were
We're
we
not
wrong.
good at these Thursday games.
We are
Oh, for-
terrible at Thursday games.
Yeah, we are 0 for 8 on Thursday games.
But holy shit, we got some. You're able to figure this stuff out. Hopefully, there's not another tie this week.
Hopefully not.
So let's get the ball rolling. Kansas City at Pittsburgh. Steven, who do you got?
I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs to send the Pittsburgh Steelers to 0-1-1.
Hunter.
I'm going to go Kansas City.
Fredo.
Steelers. I like that Connor guy with the bad haircut.
James Conner, he fumbled the ball.
Yeah,
Pretty well.
James Conner had a good game. He's no Le'Veon Bell.
But he fumbled the game away.
Yeah.
It looks like Fredo is the Lone Ranger. Because I'm picking Kansas City as well. God, I love that. Miami and the Jets. Who do we got? Hunter.
I'm going to go the Jets on this one.
Fredo.
Jets.
Steven.
We're going with the rookie because he's a better quarterback than the one he's playing against, the Jets.
I'm feeling this. I'm also going with the Jets. Shocker.
Sweep.
Ryan Tannehill's going to throw 1 pick this game.
Philadelphia at
I
Tampa
said-
Bay.
Ooh,
Go ahead, Steve.
Philly.
Hunter.
I'm going to go Philly, too. They have a better overall team.
Fredo.
Philly.
I'm also going to go Philly.
Sweep.
I think that Tampa game was that New Orleans game was a fluke.
Yep, me too.
Cleveland at New Orleans. I'm going New Orleans.
I'm going Saints again.
I'm going to go Saints.
Give me the Lone Ranger again.
Oh, he's going
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. All right.
I like the way they played last week. I like the way they
Indiana,
played.
Washington. Steven.
The Redskins.
Hunter.
I'm going to go Redskins on this one, too.
Fredo.
Is Andrew Luck playing?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
The offensive line is terrible, though. All right, Redskins.
You're a Lone Ranger.
Give me them Colts, boy!
Got a bold pick over here.
Bold pick. Give me the Colts over the Washington Redskins.
Somebody's trying to take the lead.
Give me them Colts over the Washington Redskins.
Let's go either way for you. Let's
I
go.
want it. The Chargers at Buffalo. I think it's unanimous here.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
I'm going to go for the no play.
What are the chances we see Peterman make an appearance this game? That's what I want to know. Does Peterman make an appearance this game?
Extra credit.
Oh, that's not happening.
No.
So you don't think at any point Josh Allen's going to fuck up to the point where they have to take him out?
He
I
doesn't
think-
have to fuck up. He can just keep going.
I think
3-0 and
Peterman
play
has.
bad.
So if you're saying if he throws 3 interceptions, they're not going to take him out.
No, he's not.
They're not
I
going to
think
take
they
him out.
do
throw
because you don't want to
interceptions
ruin his
because
confidence so
The
early.
offense is not gonna fucking move the ball. Joey Bosa is missing this game,
He is missing this game. That is correct. Yeah.
and this is the Chargers, which they like to fuck up stuff.
First game that affects somebody besides me, Alfredo, Green Bay, Minnesota. Who you going?
That's hard because if Aaron Rodgers is not playing,
He's playing.
Vikings.
Oh,
He's playing.
All right,
he's
all right,
playing.
all right. Green Bay.
He's playing
Steven.
Minnesota Vikings.
Ooh, Hunter.
I'm going to go Minnesota, too. That defense. And Aaron Rodgers on one leg. He's got a sore knee.
Kirk-
He played on a tore
Adam
calf
Thielen.
before, so it's all right.
A knee is different.
Fredo, the Lone Ranger again.
Just to let you know, I'm picking Green Bay every game this season, so that's all right.
Yeah, you're wild. At some point, guess what? When it comes to week 4,
some
guess who's
point
not
this-
picking the Jets?
That's gotta stop.
Carolina, Atlanta. Steven.
Falcons. They need to bounce back. Hopefully they'll use Calvin Ridley this game.
Hunter.
I'm going to go with the Panthers on this one.
Fredo.
Panthers. I want to see what that offensive coordinator can do this week.
I'm also going to go with Carolina. So, Steven.
Yes, it's my first one. There's a snake in my boot.
There's a snake in my boot. Detroit, San Francisco.
Oh
Fredo.
God.
Detroit, because Jimmy G's trash.
Wow. Hunter.
San Francisco.
Ooh. Steven.
I'm gonna have to go with San Francisco because they're home.
Well, Fredo.
Yeah, what are the odds? What if I freaking come out?
How many
missing?
Lone Rangers do you
That'd
have?
be
He has
crazy.
4.
If he,
If you-
oh my God!
You're gonna be ahead if all your Lone Rangers.
If you win your Lone Rangers, you're literally ahead.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow. Oakland, Denver.
Denver.
Steven.
Oh man, I'm going to Oakland.
Fredo.
Oakland.
All right, Fredo is trying to bat 0-2 on these Oakland Raiders because I'm going with Denver again.
Split.
New England, Jacksonville.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Jacksonville.
What do you say?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Oh wow,
Steven.
Jacksonville.
Fredo.
Jags.
All right. Clean sweep. We're all going Jacksonville. All right, Steven. Giants at Cowboys.
Dallas.
Hunter.
Giants.
Fredo.
Giants as well.
You know what? No. Cowboys. I want to switch. I want to switch only because I'm just thinking about I picked the Giants last time and it really screwed me.
Well, Steven, you were going to be the Lone Ranger because I'm also picking the Giants.
I thought Hunter.
No,
Yeah.
Hunter switched.
Okay, yeah, I'll stick with the Giants.
You stick with the Giants?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the first pick. I'm not.
Steven!
Yes.
Oh, my Wi-Fi buffer.
Fail.
I absolutely love this.
Once we get this soundboard.
I hate that this Lone Ranger thing is a thing, but I love that I found the whistle. Oh man. Seattle, Chicago. I spoiled y'all. I'm picking Chicago. I think the Seattle offensive line is going to crumble.
This is a Monday night.
We missed 2
It's
games.
the Monday night game.
His name is Russell.
Last name Wilson.
Hunter,
I'm gonna go Seattle.
Fredo.
Seattle.
Yay!
Wait, who did Steven pick?
He picked Russell Wilson,
Oh, okay.
which means
The Lone Ranger.
disappointment.
You gotta have.
How do you
There's a motherfucking snake in my boot.
Forgot 2 games.
What games did I forget?
Rams, Cardinals, Titans,
Yeah, you
Texans.
didn't do Rams.
stat guy over here?
Hey,
Jets
Well,
don't play this week?
I'm
Oh,
picking
no,
the
we already
Rams.
picked the Jets game.
I'm also picking the Rams.
Wait, Rams who?
Rams, Cardinals.
Rams.
All right, clean sweep. And what was the last one?
Texans, Titans. I'm going Texans.
I'm also going Texans.
I am also going
Yeah.
Texans.
Texans, Mariota's. They say he's gonna play, and Gabbert's gonna play too. So Texans.
Did I get a Lone Ranger on this one?
I can go through and check.
I'm ashamed if I did not.
I think you don't actually.
Damn.
Man, it's a shame that this whole Lone Ranger thing was your fucking idea. And you
I
don't
know, and I don't even
right?
get one.
Listen, if he doesn't have one, it works for his favor.
Yeah, especially if everybody who has a Lone Ranger.
Because Fredo has
Loses
the most
it.
Lone Rangers.
4. Gosh, damn.
It's
Yeah.
all like 4 shoddy, like shot in the dark Lone Rangers. Like,
Yeah, Hunter, you
You've been
literally
sitting
pick
pretty.
somebody every single time.
I did that last week. I didn't have a Lone Ranger last week.
a Lone Ranger fucked me
My
over
Lone
last
Ranger
week.
actually saved me.
My Lone Ranger did not.
Actually, I had one Lone Ranger that hurt me and one Lone Ranger that saved me.
50-50.
God, we are looking relatively good.
Both.
So, yes, again, Steve and I are tied for first place with 10-5-1. Hunter and Alfredo, 7-7-1. Hunter, I hope you're real proud of yourself.
After this week, we'll see.
God, I hope you and Fredo. I hope Fredo beats you.
We're still tied after this week, after last night's game. I had a chance. I had a chance to jump up. One on this motherfucker.
I hope to God that you fucking lose to Fredo. Nothing will make me happy.
So are we gonna do overall records like from
Overall
everyone?
Overall
records,
records for the season,
That's our
so
records overall so far.
Yeah.
Not counting the game we did yesterday, but
Yeah, so I'm going to update this for next week after this week closes and see what the record is going to be. So let me file save. Excellent. So that's saved. What do we got for homework for Fredo before we wrap this up?
okay.
Because we're not gonna stream next week, so this is gonna be a pretty long stream.
I'll be here.
Oh, you will?
I'm here. I come back
Oh, yeah,
Monday.
yeah, I forgot you're
I'm
coming
until
back.
Monday, guy.
I got homework for Fredo. Learn how to fucking edit.
Yeah.
This homework for this week right now. Everybody's shitting on him. If you're not gonna do
Yo, I
anything-
swear to God, I swear I
if you're
freaking
not
deleted
gonna
that
edit
part.
anything,
When
just
Dylan
don't
told me
do it
earlier, I was
now
like, yo,
with
I
games.
swear I took out the
I
fucking
literally, the
phone
first
call.
thing I said to him was like,
I
hey,
swear I
so
took
when
out that
you edit
phone
the
call.
podcast, are you going to fucking listen to it or what?
Because I swear to God, I deleted that phone call,
Edit
dude.
the fucking pod.
It's phone call and Jaden and all that.
We only have 3 fucking people that fucking listen to this fucking thing. You want to lose them?
Hey,
Give 'em a
12. 12 as the last one, you fuck.
Well, they went down.
No, they all complained about 2 things. They complained about Fredo's microphone quality being god fucking awful. If you're going to speak, you better fucking go to that microphone right now.
It's good, dog.
Yeah.
It's good now, dog.
And just like, why did I hear you yell at your fiance?
So we have to,
which is
speaking
a
of, like,
subsidiary
edit
complaint.
and quit the fucking wife beating.
Hey, whoa. Quick fucking shout out. I don't do that shit. We just literally had a report at the beginning of this podcast about a guy who just strangled this lady. So no wife beating going on. I just tell her she's stupid sometimes.
Quit with the domestic. Calm down on the domestic disputes. Speaking to the microphone. Edit the fucking podcast.
Excellent.
And watch-
Hunter,
and
do you
watch
have
this
any
week's
homework
football
before
games.
Steven continues to berate him?
Look at some cornerback drills. That's your homework for me.
Just watch some cornerback videos.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
Look at
And listen when
look
you
at Darrell Revis's A Football Life.
Very good. Yes. I'm all for that.
Is that YouTube or is that like on?
It should be on YouTube.
Okay.
A great documentary that shows how a corner should study a quarterback and really how they train. It's a really good documentary.
Watch videos of cornerbacks tackling. Watch Darrell Revis tackle, watch Richard Sherman tackle, and watch Deion Sanders tackle, and tell me who's the worst.
Watch Darrell Revis versus Randy Moss. Watch Darrell Revis versus
All you gotta
Calvin
do is watch
Johnson.
the Pittsburgh Kansas City game because them balls going to be thrown in that game.
Yes,
Watch the poor tackles.
Watch that game.
And
Pittsburgh
edit and
Steelers,
listen,
Kansas City.
edit.
If I'm at work, I'll try to watch it while I'm at
Speaking of
work
Mike-
because I work on Sundays.
Damn, since when?
I always work on Sunday. I work Sunday through
I
Thursday.
don't fucking know what the fuck does happen. What are words? I don't know. Anything else you want to add before we close up shop? Anybody have anything insightful that they would like to say?
I don't want to tie with Fredo again. This has been the worst week of my life. Or pretty close to
The
it.
second I tallied these, and it's quiet. I'm reading the records. And I start laughing, and I say 100 times with Fredo, and me and my brother fucking lose our shit. He's like, "What do you mean? I don't. You mean me and Fredo have the same football knowledge? What are you saying?"
No, because you guys kept saying that I have the same football knowledge, and I was like getting really defensive because I've spent like my whole life watching football, and
As of these
And I
records,
spent all my life
as of these
watching
records,
basketball.
yeah,
as of these records, you have the same knowledge.
I input
You
some
do have a
knowledge
chance
on
to surpass
these
them because you
predictions,
went over
but
4 times.
Man, honey, you have such extensive knowledge on positions and quarterbacks and all that stuff. But too bad you can't predict games.
I know I might retire from the game if by week 8 he's ahead or retired.
Oh God, Fredo, please.
I hope.
I'll try my best.
Better than Hunter. It'll make my fucking year.
I really can't believe Fredo has 4 Lone Rangers.
This might put him over
He's
the
going
top.
out there. He'll win the week if he hits all those.
Yeah, if he hits all the Lone Rangers, he wins the week.
And
He
if
takes
I hit
first
at
place.
least 2 Lone Rangers, I'll be straight. At least
Nah,
2.
If you
You got to hit 4.
you have to hit all 4.
I have to hit all 4?
First.
Yeah.
If you hit,
I'll be over one of you two, or
Yeah, yes.
over him at least.
yeah, you'll definitely be over him for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But him not having any Lone Rangers kind of helps him this week.
Yeah.
I was playing a little bit safe. I was going to make some
little safe.
some crazy picks.
What's a
but
crazy pick you're gonna make?
I was going to pick the Patriots, but then it was just more
You
of
didn't want
like
to hear
a,
the. You didn't hear like.
I'm more of the fanboy in me, and I was gonna go Lone Ranger on that one, but the Jacksonville is just too smart of a pick. That was gonna be my Lone Ranger because I knew all of you guys are gonna pick Jacksonville. I decided to go Jacksonville because if you have any football knowledge, you know Jacksonville's.
I told you I wanted to see how Hunter picks the Patriots games. If he's going to completely it or pick against them. And he picked against them.
Well, I'm sucking at every
Well, still
Packers
slipping.
game. I don't
That's not a
care.
smart thing to do.
I don't care.
Because there's no way in hell the Packers are winning every game.
We're going 17-0, 16-0, baby.
Fucking not. No,
Yeah,
fucking
okay.
not.
What are they going to say next week?
Yeah, when they lose to Minnesota, you were like 15-1,
15-1.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
14-2.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
16-0, not
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, I corrected myself,
You did.
Steve.
now with that offensive line, you're not going 16
Yeah,
and 0.
hell no. Especially against Minnesota, they're a more veteran team.
Jimmy Graham's
One
really got to
o'clock
step
game,
up
no
for that
team they are
offense to
at
really
home.
be.
We
complete.
didn't even throw it to him. We only threw it to him twice.
That's what I'm saying. Jimmy Graham's got to step up. He's got to. It's kind of looking like Martellus Bennett last year with the Packers, where like him and Aaron Rodgers couldn't get on the same page.
All right, shut the fuck up. We're done here, ladies and gentlemen. How long have we recorded for?
Hour 50.
Wow, 2 hours. I love it. I'm Dylan Bretto. I'm the boss baby. I am still struggling with injuries. I'm with the human sweater vest, Alfredo Velez.
Yeah.
The choker, Hunter Davis.
What's up?
Big brother, the Sand Viper, Steven Barretto. Thanks. We're Jump Shot Therapy. See you guys later.